Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Clarkio. Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Builder.
Hey, Builder. I don't know if you're getting hit with the ad or you hear me right now. There's no music because Pretzel Rocks is down or something's going on with that service that I have. And I don't really want to open up anything else. Music-wise, maybe Stream Beats. I can stream it, play it directly in the browser or something. Oh, wait. That doesn't seem right. Wait, Stream Beats is paid now? No. No way. I thought it was always like free. Oh, okay.
Streambeats.net.
Is this Streambeats? Never worry about copyright issues again on YouTube, Twitch, and more. Right? This is the correct thing? By like Harris Heller and them? What's their YouTube account? Forget.
An ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds.
We just had an
Twitch.
ad.
There's an ad running for 90.
Oh, wow. I guess. Yeah, Streambeats. Oh, no, wait. That was a different website. It says new site coming soon. What in the world is going on with Streambeats then? That's weird.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Rugmat. Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Face Miles.
Hey, Face Miles, welcome in. Happy to have you here, first time chatter. Rugmat, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in again. If you're wondering why it's so quiet, there's no background music. It's because Pretzel Rocks is down for some reason for me. Well, they have playlists on YouTube. I can listen to there, I guess, right? Slaps.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Clarkio.
Clarkio bot?
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow. Just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible! No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Yes, you can. Alright, we're listening to Stream Beats for now because Pretzel Rocks is not rocking. Oh, maybe? I'm getting a different... Nope, it says... Please wait while we reload the app. And then, oops, something... Oh, shoot, something went wrong, Pretzel. Whatever. Alright, chat. No intro dance then, either. That means. I don't have the camera set up anyway. We're just gonna jump right into things today. Okie dokie artichokes. I like how the bot triggered fart. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Let's switch scenes so you can see my ugly mug. Actually, I haven't checked that camera yet, have I? Let's do it. Hello! Hello. It's me you're looking for. The camera is messed up. It's a little jittery. Hold on a second. professional streamer here. Deactivate. Activate. Now it should be smoother. Oh. Okay. And then nothing. Finally early for the dance and then nothing. No worries. I hear you. I hear you, Rugmat. I don't think last stream I did the dance either. So I'm not phasing it out by any means. It's just not in the works the way things have been going the past couple streams. So it is what it is. We'll get back to it though. Welcome in everybody. Happy to have you here. I am your host Clarkio. This is the Clarkio Shenanigans Show right here on Twitch every Friday. Twitch.tv and YouTube. YouTube.com/Clarkio. You can watch over there ad free if you'd like. And what we got in store for you today is the usual. We go through 3 segments for the show. We got the intro, opening, just chatting just now, like what we're doing right now is what I mean. And we talk about our wins of the week. If you don't know what that is, use the command in the chat, !WOTW, to find out more about that. Then from there, we get into a Wordle and connections, where I compete against you in Wordle, and then we work together for connections. And for that, we have a little competition going on with that. I'll update that, more details on that when we get closer to that segment. And then from there, what we've been doing, as the title of the stream suggests, is learning about pen testing via TryHackMe. Now, we've had 2 streams doing this now. And in the last stream, we realized, we being me, I realized that I actually needed to... I made a mistake and jumped a little too far ahead, unbeknownst to me, in terms of like the learning module to use with the TryHackMe platform. So, I think, speaking of, I'm trying to get that set up right now. Where are my intro to shells is what I want to get into. Trying to connect something that's not there. And I'm right in where we last left off on that. Okay, cool. I was just double checking that. I should have set that up before stream started, but it is what it is. Why is that on? Oh, blind your eyes. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today. However, one little thing that we're going to insert in there is I've been checking out Cursor. So, where we left off last stream, right? Let me back up a little bit because that'll lead to why I'm talking about Cursor. Last stream, we left off going back into a bit more beginner learn module, or lesson rather, on TryHackMe about what the shell, right? Learning about different shells, Metasploit, common shell payloads, and that type of thing. And I mentioned that I might do some of this stuff off stream, but I ended up not doing that because what I ended up spending my time on was other work stuff, and then also looking more into some of the AI things that are out there. And one thing that I've been hearing a lot about, and the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm curious if you all have heard some ramblings and things like that about this, is Cursor. This Cursor developer tool, which is essentially VS Code with AI built into it. So instead of using VS Code with GitHub Copilot as your AI tool, or Tab9 or Codium or Cody from SourceGraph, or whatever other ones that are out there that I'm forgetting, instead of it being an extension in standard VS Code, Cursor is built directly into its own flavor. Cursor is its own flavor of VS Code with AI built into it, is the best way I can describe it. So I've been hearing a lot about it. It seems to be slightly better than GitHub Copilot in VS Code in terms of the developer experience. And so I've been exploring that. Now, one thing that I ran into with exploring that, though, is you can mostly migrate all of your VS Code extensions easily over and port it over into Cursor. The one where there's been a problem that I've been running into that is likely fairly niche, although I'm seeing a lot of people opening up issues with Cursor about this, is that you can't connect to code spaces from it, GitHub code spaces, which is the way I personally prefer to do my development work. Is instead of polluting my local machine with all the development stuff I need for a given project, I just spin up one with GitHub code spaces. I love it. I mostly use only the free tier allocation, but if you use it a lot, like I'm using it probably at least a few times a week, and I've definitely hit the quota in terms of the free tier, and I've had to pay like, I don't know, like a couple bucks maybe. So I really like it. I know there are other options out there, some that are like roll your own, where you spin up your own VM or something like that, but I don't want to get into the mess of like managing a VM. Not that it's a mess, but I just don't want the overhead of having to manage a VM myself. I'd rather just like GitHub Codespaces handle all that for me, and I just connect to it. In any case, Cursor struggles to connect to that, but people have found a workaround if you use SSH, and that's what I was doing this morning before stream. So I kind of want to show you all that really quick in case you're interested. It's very niche though. I don't know if it's going to be really interesting to you all. So you let me know in the chat what you think. But while I'm chatting here and talking about this stuff, get your wins of the week queued up. Again, if you don't know what that is, type in the chat, !WOTW, and the chat bot will respond back to you, let you know more about that. Nafron, great to see you. Hello world, right back at you. And I Dream Memes, happy Friday to you as well, fellow Clarkian. Glad to have you here. So my win of the week. What do I got in store for win of the week this week? I would say one win is what I just talked about. I was able to successfully connect to a GitHub Codespace from Cursor using SSH. It was a little bit of a hacky solution to get through, but nonetheless, I'm connected to it and able to use Cursor in the same way I would use VS Code when working within a GitHub Codespace. Got another video recorded that I'm excited to get out sometime next week. Hopefully Monday, the latest Tuesday next week, we'll get that out. Where basically, if you've been following along with the past videos, where the series that we've titled AI Almost Got Me Fired, I explored how AI would just generate code for me, and I would just blindly accept it, and then I would test that code with Sneak to find vulnerabilities in it. And where that's where it would stop, basically. We would fix them in some cases. In some of the videos, I fixed the vulnerabilities, but I've never taken it further where I was like, hey, let's actually exploit the vulnerabilities. So in this latest video, I exploit a cross-site scripting vulnerability in one of the AI-generated code projects, so that you can see that. So I'm excited to share that and kind of walk through that for people that are looking to learn more about the importance of it, like why we need to fix the vulnerability in the first place, or just generally, like how do you explore vulnerabilities that are being reported to you by Sneak or whatever tool you might be using, or ones that you just found on your own, right? So I think that'll be fun, and a fun video, an interesting video. Do I think it'll perform really well on the platform? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. I never know, because there's ones that I think are going to be like really good and they do like or okay, and then there's ones that I don't expect them to do really good and they kind of, you know, perform pretty well. Thankfully, there was one where I put in a ton of work and I was really hopeful that it would like kind of take off and like resonate with a lot of people, and it did. It was the PDF.js vulnerability that I did research on and kind of wrote up basically did like a book report, if you will, on that vulnerability. And that video was like one of the higher performing videos that we've had since we started this new YouTube program for Sneak. Speaking of Sneak, how could I forget? I just want to shout out to the company I work for. It's SNYK. Sneak is how we pronounce it. And big shout out to them for making this possible so that I can take time out of the workday on Fridays to stream. But everything that you see here from me is from me and not on behalf of my company. So just a heads up on that. Like, subscribe, comment, add to playlist, people. You know, I never thought about that last one, I Dream in Memes. I do add it to, I add my own videos to a playlist so that I could just keep track of all the content that I've created and have it as part of my Clarkio account. Like I can reference it to, and then on my website I do it. Oh, that reminds me of a win of the week that I had. So I rickrolled somebody today. Not today, this week, yesterday. So there's a guy that, his name is Anthony Sistili. I found him on Instagram. He's a developer that posts really funny, like sketch comedy type of things. Let me get a link to share with you all. Instagram.com. Site. And Anthony Sistili, I think is how he's. Was him? Yes, this is him. Here's his link. I highly recommend you check it out. He's pretty funny. Just a little warning that, you know, he does curse a little bit, so if you're not interested in hearing that kind of language or anything like that, then you know, avoid it. But anyway, he was streaming on YouTube yesterday, and I just so happened to like come across it because I subscribed to his channel, because he posts videos too, like where his recent one, he did like a tier list of different coding AI or just AI tools in general. So that was super interesting to me. And then I saw he was live as a result of that video, and he was doing he titled it like roasting your portfolio sites, and I was just kind of watching it just to see, and it was really informative. It was cool, and he was kind of like evaluating people's portfolio websites that are looking to get into to be a web developer, and he was rating them their websites in 3 different categories, 3 different measurements he was using. It was like what were they, the 2 of them? It was like creativeness, technical like implementation, like if it was informative or not, and then hireability, right? And so it was kind of interesting. I was like, I want to troll him though. And so I was like, so basically he had a forum where anybody can just plug in, like say, hey, you can review my portfolio site. And so I entered, well, what I did first was I updated my personal website to have a /portfolio route. So I quickly, shout out to Astro being such a great technology that's so quick and easy that it took me like 2 minutes to just make that change and deploy it immediately within such a short period of time. And so then I submitted clarkio.com/portfolio. In fact, I'm going to put that in the chat. You could see all it does is redirect to a YouTube video. But if you want to see, you know, if you don't know that that's coming, it looks like it's just my portfolio site, you know? So I got him at the very end of his stream to click on it, because he had like finished reviewing people, and he's like, I can't do any more. They did like an evaluation and a vote on like whose was best and all that stuff. And then I was like, I did like a super chat via YouTube, and I was like, you got to check this out one right before you go. It'll be super quick, I promise. You don't have to review my site. Just take a quick look at it. So he's like, okay, Clarkio. And he clicks on it and he goes, this man just paid me money to rickroll me. I got a clip of it, actually. It's really funny. Let me see. I put it in the wins in Discord. I got a great laugh out of it. I was so happy that it worked. All right. I'm going to show you all it actually really quick. Here's the clip.
Bro, where you at? Clark. Bam. Is there... bro paid $5 to rickroll me. All right, bro. You got me. Bro. Donate him. Yo, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, though. I appreciate it.
He was a good sport about it. It was like perfect timing, too, because it was the end of his stream, and then everybody was laughing about it. So yeah, that's one of my wins of the week, I would say. And then on a personal family note, thank you, Nafron. Thank you, I Dream of Memes. Yeah, you did kind of just get rickrolled a little bit. What else? Wins of the week for me. I'd say kids are doing good, happy and healthy. My oldest just got a progress report back, and that all looked good, and she's super proud of it, and we were proud of her for how well she did with what she's been doing with school so far. Happy about that for her. We're getting ready for Halloween. My oldest really wants to get like into decorating, because there's this one neighbor in our neighborhood that like they go kind of, I wouldn't say all out, because I've seen there's some places where people go like they turn their whole front yard into like a haunted house type of thing in some other areas of the country. So I wouldn't say our neighbor is like that, but they're very into like spooky, scary stuff, and they like to make their house kind of spooky and scary. And I think over the years they've been slowly adding more to it, to where they'll probably get to a point where they have like a haunted house in their driveway, essentially. So anyway, my daughter has been noticing that, and she's like, oh, that's really cool. She's like, I don't know, she's into it, and she wants to start doing that. And I'm like, I'm not that in. I like Halloween. I'm not a hater on Halloween, but I'm not that into it that I want to go start decorating the house to that extent. And then I explained to her, I'm like, listen, we can start working on this, but this isn't going to happen overnight, like where we're just going to go buy all this stuff and set it all up, and we'll slowly add to the repertoire, if you will. So we ended up getting a because they've been watching Lilo and Stitch quite a bit, both kids. We got a Stitch blow up thingy with the pumpkin, so that's pretty cool. You can make it a tradition, add something new each year. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the way I'm thinking of it. I dream of memes. The other aspect of it that I said to her, I was like, listen, you kids took over my garage, okay? All of your stuff is all over the place in the garage. We're lucky we can even walk out of the garage. So if you really want to start doing this, we need storage space. And the garage would be that storage space for those Halloween decorations. So you need to clean up in the garage if you want us to really start doing this type of stuff. Also, it'd be really nice to like park our car, at least one of our cars, in the dang garage. We used to be able to. But yeah, have kids, they said. So anyway, those are my wins of the week. Work's going good. I'm excited about this video that's coming up. I've been enjoying. I got a lot of good shout outs at work about the content on the Sneak channel. Speaking of, if you haven't done so already, please do check out the Sneak YouTube channel. SNYK, youtube.com/SNYKSEC. I'll get you the link so it's easy. You're going to see my ugly mug all over there. But if you want to... Oh, hey, Rug Matt, thank you. I didn't realize I had that command. Oh, that's Clarkio. I need to add one for, like, Sneak YouTube. You know what? Let's add that right now. I'm going to add it right now. StreamerBot, where are you? We're going to add this right now. Commands. Where's that YouTube one? We'll say YT Sneak. I thought I could like duplicate these things, no? And we'll add one. YT Sneak. Make sure it supports YouTube as well. Yep. So we'll do that, and then we need an action. So what is that action gonna do? We're gonna add a chat command. Sneak YouTube link. Q is gonna be... Can you all see this? There we go. We'll zoom in a little bit. Default. And then I need to copy this essentially. I didn't realize this went on so long. What's up, Coach Sean? What do you got for us there? 10 stream streak? That's very kind of you. Dang, this is really long. Don't do that one again. Thank you, Coach Sean.
Thanks for joining today, Code with CM.
I appreciate that, buddy. That's really means a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, look at this. Wait, did I just create that? Yeah, I just created that. Oh, look at that! Wow. Let's duplicate this. We're gonna rename this. Rename group? No. Edit it. There we go. We're gonna say Sneak YT link, so it doesn't conflict with the other one. And then that way, let's get rid of the other one. Where'd the other one go? Delete that. Goodbye. Come in here. We're gonna... Where's that Sneak YouTube link that I did before? Actually, I have it right here. We're gonna edit this. User here is the link to Sneak's YouTube channel.
Be good, Brian. Be good.
That was kind of weird. I didn't know that one was there. I totally forgot about that one. Dang. That was so weird to hear my own voice talking to me. I guess I should do more of those, huh? That's kind of funny. All right. This YT sneak. All right, so now it should work. If you do exclamation point YT hyphen sneak. Actually, we should also set that up so it's just like YT sneak is also supported. YT sneak. YouTube job. You know, that type of thing, right? Yo, dog. Yo, code with Sean.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Roy Lacey.
Latest video is popping off? Oh, yeah. Relatively speaking. That's good to see.
This just became a job.
Night Coder. What's up, man? It's good to see you. How you been? How's life? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just closed it. Streamer bot. Because my chat just went now. Hey, Roy Lacey, good to see you. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. All right, chat's back up. Did the YouTube link work? Let's do YT sneak. Exclamation point YT sneak.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Night Zero Dare.
There we go. It worked on YouTube. I did not see it work on Twitch. Did it work on Twitch and just didn't go through? Good, missing you, of course. Thanks, buddy. 23 months. Damn. Yeah, buddy. Night Coder, thank you so much for the 23. What? 23 months resub. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for that continued support. Heckin' long time. Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Frackberg, you did not miss the dance because there was no dance. I'm slacking today. Was this refreshed? Oh, were you talking about this one? In terms of like popping off? This one, this is the one I was talking about, where I put a lot of research into the PDF files, PDF.js, CVE. That one popped off. Look at that. That's one of our highest viewed videos. And it's 19 minutes long, which is kind of on the longer end for YouTube, you know? So really, really happy with how that one came out to be. So, yep. And then we do daily from Wednesday through Sunday, daily shorts that are basically clips from these long form videos that point you back to the YouTube videos. It's a lot of fun. Been working on all this. We're up to 24 weeks. Next week will be 24 weeks of doing this. Since April 8th is when we first published it.
Joining today, SMC_May_I.
May says, leaving PT, will be listening on my drive home. Ah, that's awesome. Well, I hope PT went well, May. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that support that way. I Dream Meme says, oh, wow, nice. Night Coder says, how are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So, folks, if you are just tuning in, we're doing the opening segment of Wins of the Week. So, and just chatting a little bit here. So, if you have a win of the week to share, let us know in the chat. We'd love to celebrate with you. I know we had one earlier that I missed. Where is it? Somebody dropped one, right? Yeah, I Dream of Meme says, win of the week. I got my team's old Jenkins instance updated to the latest version. No more outdated plugins. That must be a good feeling. Congrats on that, and thank you for sharing I Dream of Memes. Round of applause for I Dream of Memes. The shadow's working. That's good. Good to see. Thank you for redeeming that, Roy Lacey. What else we got? Any other wins of the week in the chat? Builder says, I'm wanting to buy a jump scare Halloween prop, but instead of a button, it is triggered by AI person presence on security cam. Oh, for front yard. I want to clip that security footage and post somewhere. That's an awesome idea. That sounds cool. That sounds very cool. I'm sure it's doable. So, yeah. Ooh, excuse me. All right, catching up. Be good, Brian, was the command. Huh, Rugmat? That one kind of freaked me out. Thank you for doing that, though. I forgot about that one. What else we got in chat here? It's not updating.
Get
There we
good,
go.
Brian.
I like that one too. That one I remember. Thank you, Nightcode, for doing that. Release says, hey, I love that color on that. We closed 2 huge projects, so that's a win on my book. It's projects with huge names. That's awesome to hear, Release. Congrats on that, and thank you for sharing. May says, win of the week, finish PT for today. That's awesome as well. Thank you for sharing, May. Congrats. Nafron's got a win of the week. I'm finally updating my gaming PC to a System 76. What's that? After thinking about it for too long, the current one deserves retirement. Well, congrats on that. I feel like I've heard that
Welcome in
before.
and thanks for joining today, $million_Inc.
Whatchamacallit? I feel like I've heard of that before. System 76. I'll have to look it up. System 76. Oh, Linux laptops. Yeah. Oh, okay. Very cool. Computers for AI? Ooh. Which one you going with? Turn your launch keyboard into an instrument. That's pretty cool. Congrats on that. You got the Thelio desktop? Oh, wait. Let me go back. You got a desktop, right? You said? Desktops.
An ad is about to start in 5,000
Why?
seconds on Twitch. There's an ad running for 90.
Oh, those look nice. Excuse me. Nafron, those look nice. Is it much easier to game on Linux nowadays? Can you play most games on Linux? Oh, they use Pop OS to keep you progressing at full speed every step of the way. Auto tiling, window workspaces, and keyboard navigation accelerate your workflow with comprehensive shortcuts. That's cool. Build a Builder's win of the week. I literally won a bottle of Russell's Reserve 15 in a bourbon lottery. Ooh. Congrats on that. Hope you enjoy. Thank you for sharing. Build a Builder.
Thanks for joining today's Freight Club.
Nafron says it seems with the Proton library from Steam. Okay. Royally says, oh, for sure. They got quite good support. Most things that break Linux, that Breha. What, did you have a typo there? I'm not breaking our anti-cheats. Oh, so like if a game uses like an anti-cheat, then it doesn't work on Linux. Okay, that's good to know. Trackburg's win of the week. Did not miss the dance because Clarkio's the slacker. Well, congrats on that. Round of applause for Frackberg. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. All right. Keep the wins of the week coming. If you have more than you've already shared, or if you haven't shared one yet and you think of one along the way throughout the rest of the stream, feel free to do that. Would love to hear it. Keep things rolling on a positive note. Releases that break Linux are kernel anti-cheats like Valorant's Vanguard. Yeah, I really don't know how that message got so destroyed. No worries, Releasey. You know, I've seen Pirate Software talk about these kernel level anti-cheats and how they're really not good, and definitely makes very good points on that stuff. And I'm in complete agreement. I don't like it. But like, if you like the game, then you either you like the game and you want to play it, you have to have it. There's no working around it. So, but I think I saw something recently. I think it was even from Pirate Software. He posted a video about how they're going to be moving away from that or something. I think. So like things are in motion at least to maybe improve upon that. Oh, I guess we'll have to just wait and see. All right. Time for Wordle. Now, if you're new to this, you haven't seen me play Wordle lately. Basically, it's a new word every day for one. Okay. Two, you don't want to give me the answer. You don't want to help me because I'm competing against you essentially. And why? Well, how? You might be thinking, Brian. Well, Clarkio, how is that possible? It's just you play on your own and you just try to get the answer, and that's about it, right? Well, what we do is basically if I can guess it in 3 or less guesses, I get a point. If it takes me more than that, you get a point. Or if I fail completely, you all get 3 points. And so far, as of last stream, I caught up. I'm a point behind, and today I'm going to tie it. So get ready. Chat. We're going to start with farts, as we always do. Oh, I didn't get a lot of love on that one, huh? Let's do sound. Okay, we know it starts with, oh my gosh. I need to get really lucky here if I want a point. Oh, man. Oh, Roy Lisa, you heard about that too? Where they might be moving away from the anti-cheat? No. I don't know how I'm going to get this. It could be anything. Slope. Go. Oh man, that's pretty damn close. All right, chat, you're gonna get a point at least. You may get 3. Could it be show? Choke? Smoke? I'm going to go with smoke, I think. Oops. Okay. Got it in 4. I just missed it, but you get a point. There you go, chat. Nice job. Gonna drop that into the Discord. Where'd it go? Mark Huggins, nice job. What'd you get? You got it in 3? Well done, well done. So the way we do this is you do pipe to conceal it, and then pipe to close it out. Paste in what your results are, and then pipe to close out. And this will conceal it like you see Mark here and Rugmat there. That way, especially like if you look at mine, you know I always start with farts as my starting word. That way, you know, it doesn't give up anything and spoil it for anybody else. All right, let's go to this. We're going to jump to that. Edit this message. And you all got the lead by 2 points again. What's today? The 20th. Look at that. There we go. All right, now on to connections where we'll play together. And the idea behind this is we need to find 4 words that have some type of connection between them. I like to shuffle them up at the beginning here. Hello? Oh, okay. What do we see, chat? Any 4 letters that connect somehow? They have some type of relation or category that they fit within. Code with Sean says, think, figure, suspect, imagine. Let's send it. Let's try it. Nice. Okay, presume. That's the yellow category. Hawkeye? Cat eye? Hawkeye? Person eye? I don't know. Person, party. Person, individual. Solo. Ooh. Character? What do you think, chat? Person, individual, character, solo. Nightcoder says solo, Boba, Chewy, Emperor. Huggins says Boba, Chew, solo, Emperor. Ooh, okay. Like Boba Fett, Han Solo. and Chewie. Yeah, Star Wars is what I thought. Okay, let's try that. There's 2 of you that voted for that. Let's see. Yes, nice job. Specifically in The Emperor Strikes Back. Characters in familiarly. Why is that so hard to say? Boba, Chewie, Emperor, Solo. Okay, good, because that saved us from the Solo person, right? You know what I'm trying? All right, what's the next one we got here? Individual, character, person. See, these are like all singular, right? But then there's party. That throws it off. Cat, litter. Hawk, cat, corner. Don't have the less in terms of eye, like hawk eye, corner of the eye, cat eye, individual eye. Maybe. But then does that make sense? Person, litter, character, party. Is it litter like as in like kitty litter, or is it like a litter of cat babies? You know what I mean? Like animal babies, litter of cats, right? I feel like these 2 are like there to throw you off. You know what's crazy is like this should be like yellow is the easiest if we remember. Yellow is supposed to be the easiest, then it goes green, blue, purple in terms of the hardest. And like green is clearly like one of the harder ones. Crazy. We got blue. Yeah, we got blue. I'm not sure. I'm going to shuffle it. I'm just not seeing it. A book character. Book a party. Oh. In person, in character, in the corner. Don't have in person, in character. In the corner. In party. Let's try it. No. 1 away though on that. Maybe it's just individual. Oh, still 1 away. Shoot, so it's like between these 5. That's the way I take it. Swap corner and individual. Okay. Oh yes, we got it. Somebody, character, individual, party, person. That was really tricky. Because like these are all like singular. You know what I mean? Like an individual is 1 person or thing. Character is 1 thing. Person is 1 thing. Party is more than 1. You know? Yeah, you were right. All right, so what do we think this last one is? Cat eye, hawk eye, litter eye, corner eye? Yeah, she's quite the party. I guess that makes sense, yeah. Kitty cat? Kitty litter? Kitty corner? Catty corner? I don't know. I don't get what this connection is. Let's just send it.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Quadthro.
What's up, Quadthro? Kitty hawk? What's kitty hawk? It's kitty cat, kitty corner, kitty litter, kitty hawk? A town, you think? They should have done Kitty Perry. Oh, whoa.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Rugmatbud.
Oh, pretzel rocks. Still not working. Kitty corner is like, I don't know what context is there, like, but you basically imagine you have like a dresser or like you know, like a little coffee table. You have to kitty corner it to get it in there to like make it make sense, I think. RugmatBot says Kitty Hawk is best known for the historical significance in aviation, as it was the site where the Wright brothers conducted their first successful powered flight. Oh. Okay, Rugmat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Kitty Corner. What that is, Nafron. I'm pretty sure. I'm double checking. Or RugmatBot can help us out with that. Yeah, situated diagonally across from Kitty Corner. I don't know why. Why? Oh, what's the difference? Kitty Corner versus Catty Corner explained. What's the difference? When to use Kitty Corner. Kitty Corner can be an adjective or an adverb. Catty Corner is a variant of the same phrase. It means the same thing, can be used in all the same context. Okay, so I was kind of right. Kitty Corner and Catty Corner. I've heard both. It seems as of right now, Kitty Corner is used more. So, Kitty Corner, diagonally across. Yep. Exactly, Rugmat. All right. On that note, what are you most interested in right now, chat? I wonder if this is still connected. It is, because it's SSH. So this is the beauty of this, too, is when you SSH into threat intelligence, that's what you want to do. When you SSH into a code space, it just stays connected. Whereas like when I use it through the normal GitHub code space viewer like connections thing, that will time out on me and like because of how I have it set, which is a good thing because I don't want it to run up my bill. Which I should probably just stop this, I guess, right now anyway. But basically, have you all heard of Cursor? This is what I'm using right now. It looks just like VS Code because it essentially is VS Code with AI built into it. So I've been dabbling in this between yesterday and today. The one thing that I was struggling with and spending a lot of the time on was getting to use it with code spaces, GitHub code spaces. It does not play nicely with that, even with the extensions. Like, because like this Cursor does an amazing job of porting over like all of your settings and profiles and whatnot from VS Code. So for the most part, things work out of the box and it feels just the same. It makes it really easy transition from one to the other. Whereas like if you're going to go to something like Zed or WebStorm or some other editor, it's quite a significant jump, and you'd have to like build up new muscle memory for that software, right, to write your code. This case, you don't have to do that, and then there's AI just built into it. So that's good to know, for one. And then two, it seems like, at least according to an episode of Syntax FM with Wes Boss and Scott Talinsky, they were mentioning that it feels more natural or intuitive. The developer experience using the AI within Cursor just comes up more naturally than it does when you're using VS Code with GitHub Copilot. Now, likely GitHub Copilot being competitive, they're going to implement some things to get to the same level of developer experience, user experience there. But anyway, so that piqued my interest because, as many of you know, I've been doing this video series of like, hey, what AI can produce this app, given the same prompt, can produce a secure app with no vulnerabilities in code? The short answer is none of them produce code that are without any vulnerabilities, at least reported by Sneak. But they vary a little bit. Like, and the other thing is your mileage is going to vary because depending on your prompt, even using the same prompt in the same AI language or large language model, LLM, you might get different results every time too, even if you use the same prompt. So your mileage may vary. But anyway, I've been having this whole series, and so then I'm like, oh, I need to check out. I've had this whole series on AI coding assistant tools where I explored different ones like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Copilot, Codium, Tab9, and then Cody from SourceGraph. And they all do pretty well, actually. And the other thing to keep in mind with that is, like, it's a pretty contrived example where I give it a very short prompt. It's like 3 or 4 sentences, I want to say, and I tell it, like, give me all the code for the entire app, which is not like, if you do any, I mean, when you first start out, you might try doing that, but as you learn, or as you learn on your own from trial and error, or you learn from watching other people and their resources that they put out there, whether it's videos or blog posts or whatever it may be, you learn that, like, the best way to use these large language models today, these AI coding assistants, is in small pieces, for small things, and not try to give it, like, the whole kitchen sink, so to speak, the whole project in one shot type of thing, because it tends to not perform well with that. So in any case, with the videos that I've been making, I've been saying, hey, you know, acting like I'm a complete noob when it comes to these AI coding assistant tools, and saying, hey, I'm under this tight deadline. I got to build this secure app, this notes app where I can create, update, read, and delete notes, and it has to be secure. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my job if I don't get this done in time, type of thing. And it's not secure, I'm going to lose my job, right? So that's the whole premise of it. And so, yeah. And then what I do is, the output from that AI, we scan it with Sneak, and we can see the different vulnerabilities that are there. So in any case, when it comes to the cursor code that it generated earlier for me, it seems to have a little bit of vulnerabilities. Where was this one? I think it's here. So there's a cross-site request forgery vulnerability, medium severity. The other thing to keep in mind is, like, not a lot of them are high severity either.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today's Inno8.
John C.
Good to see you, Sean A. How's it going? What's your win of the week, buddy? This one is probably of interest, though. Cross-site scripting vulnerability in the front end of it. Well, not in the front end, in the response. Although it's sending it to JSON. Is that still a problem? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if that would be a problem. In any case, the latest video I did, I explore some of these vulnerabilities and trying to exploit them. So if you're interested in that, get ready for it to come out on Monday, maybe Tuesday, the latest. So you can see how that goes. Release, hey, back. We in the technical portion already? Yes, yes, yes. Sean says, what is this? VS Code less than an hour into the stream? Yeah, we skipped a lot. Nightcoder asked about Olama. I am familiar with Olama. I have not gotten it. I have not used it. As I mentioned before, my workflow nowadays is, I don't want to put anything on this machine, development-wise. I want to keep this machine as bare minimum as possible. And when it comes to development, what I prefer to do is use GitHub Codespaces that creates what's called a cloud development environment for me. And it sets up everything I need, like whether it's Node, I can npm install in there. And you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to pollute my machine, because my last machine that I streamed from, I had like Docker on there. I had all different types of projects, tons of npm modules that were just sitting there stale over time that built up. So it was eating up space slowly but surely on the hard drive. And I'm like, I want to avoid that, because I feel like that accelerated the need for that one, the wear and tear on that computer. And I don't want to do that with this one. I want to make this one last as long as possible. And with the, it's 2024, like with GitHub Codespaces and other cloud development environments, like services that are out there, like why wouldn't you go this route, Plus, I don't need as much resources to run my code and that type of thing, and I have that flexibility on what gets spun up, and I don't have to manage the environment, right? Like, it just gets spun up for me based on some dev container configuration that VS Code and GitHub handles for me, and then it spins it down when it's done, So it's a thing of beauty. I'm willing to pay for that too. So anyway, because of that though, Nightcoder, when I tried to do Olama stuff in that environment, I didn't have enough, the instance of my code space didn't have enough RAM for me to get things fully set up there. So I needed to, and I haven't gone back to it since, where I spun up like a beefier code space to handle it. So I default to like the smallest possible one, because for the most part, most of my use cases, I don't need that much resources, and then it's cheaper for me. It doesn't cost as much. In fact, I mostly stay within the free tier in terms of my usage of GitHub Codespaces. And depending on how active I am that month, I may go over a little bit, but it's only been like $1 or $2 or something like that. So I definitely been getting a lot of value out of it and like it. and prefer that approach. Catching up on chat a little bit here. Sean awaits win of the week. I got a prototype of something my team wants ready for review. That's awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing, Sean, and congrats on that. Round of applause in chat for Sean A. Night Coder says it makes sense to, that's in response to the code spaces thing. Coach says, I only have 30 minutes if you want me to kick your butt in with words on stream. We could do that. Yeah, we can jump into that right away since we're early. Or at least it says, you do this for work as well? Because I saw some jobs don't allow that. Well, the work I do, Roy Lisi, I'm not using like company assets in a cloud development environment. A lot of times the work that I'm doing is I'm doing research on things. I'm trying things out, and I'm writing my own like side project, not even side projects, like demos or something like that. So it's not what do you call it? It's not like proprietary code or software that I'm writing for Sneak. When I was working on the big fix, though, did I use code spaces then? I think I opted out of doing that. So there, I like everything was on, because again, I basically follow this principle of like, if it's work stuff that's sensitive to work, so like code that's being written for work, that type of thing, it stays on my work laptop. But like when I'm doing things for videos and research and whatnot, like I can do that on my machine here, and it's a video, like I record it, I share it over to my work machine, and then that's it. You know what I mean? So I'm not really breaking that principle in my mind with that. No code spaces for you where you work, Sean. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Unless you got to cut a deal, I think, with them to get like isolated environments and that type of thing. I assume that's the reason why, right? Because a company wants to have control over like how that code, the environment that code is being used within, right? And what GitHub has access to. But imagine if you're using like GitHub Enterprise, where you have private instances of repos and whatnot that are not public. You have your own org and like GitHub instance basically for your enterprise. You probably are using the same infrastructure for code spaces then, right? I assume it's because we spend a lot of money on laptops, so why spend the money there? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that could be part of it. Definitely. And there's some situations where like it doesn't make sense to use code spaces. Like if you're doing like app development, like in the sense of like maybe mobile app development or even like Windows app development, I don't know that you can really use a code space in that situation. Like it's mostly for web. Like if you're just doing web development, it's really great for that. If you're doing like CLI tool development, that can be great. VS Code extension development, it still works there too. So yeah, I don't know about those other situations, those other scenarios. If you're doing IoT development, you likely don't want to use code spaces. So there are scenarios where it doesn't make sense. I'm definitely understanding of that. Or at least it says, I was making a primary PC for coding at home and connect to it with any device, meaning you could do work on a tablet and still get the same experience as a gaming PC. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. In fact, that's what I had intended on doing with the old PC. The problem with having I have my old PC right here, hooked up, ready to roll. The thing is, it gets so hot in this room when that PC's running. With my newer, beefier one, it doesn't get nearly as hot in here as that one did. So if I have this one running and that one running, oh my gosh, it's like a sauna in here. So I had every intention to like just always remote into that and use that as my like dev box instead of using code spaces. That's another alternative I could go with, but I just can't bear the heat of it. So maybe when it gets colder out and I need a heating source, then I'll start leaning on that too. I feel like I missed some other messages in chat here. So Coach John was saying I only have 30 minutes. I'll get words on stream going while I'm chatting it up with you all. Here's the mirror link. Let's drop that in the chat here. Everybody ready for that while I'm catching up on chat? So that was all in response to Roy Lisi. Nafron says, I use VS Code dev container to have an intermediate between full local and full cloud. Okay. Not a silver bullet, but I like the ability to go offline. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too. Being able to work offline. Yeah, if you don't have like an internet connection, then you're gonna wanna not be using code spaces, right? Rolly says, yeah, that's lovely. I tried to make something like that. Mine didn't allow it. Yep. Sean says, I assume it's because we spent. I read that already. Frackberg's win of the week. For real, I just got my St. Jude. Where'd it go? I just got my St. Jude Twitch hoodie from my charity ride fundraiser back in May. That's awesome. Congrats on that. Thank you for sharing, Frackberg. Sean08 says, I installed a heat pump for my office just because of my desktop. Dang, dude. Dang. Maybe I need to look into doing the same then. Rosie says, could make a little room with some water and boom, actual sauna. Just SSH to turn sauna on. Exactly. Yep. And make it wake over LAN. Yeah, exactly. Nightcoder's win of the week. I got fishing rod to restart my joy of fishing. Why does it jump like that on me? Enjoy my fishing after fishing in Colorado this week. Nice. Congrats on that, Nightcoder, and thank you for sharing. Round of applause. All right, I'm all caught up on chat. Let's play some words on stream. I'll be right back, actually, chat, while you're playing that. Sorry, I should have put it on autopilot.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today Ordinary Gamer 30.
Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, little peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat.
I'm glad to hear that, Coach Sean. I do look forward to playing it as well.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today Duke the Coder.
Okay, so I was checking out the recording because if you didn't know, I was just double checking like what showed up on screen on my camera when I was stepping away before. In any case, that got me to notice the Sneak YouTube channel got 2 new comments, one 3 days ago and one 42 minutes ago. Okay, one of them is great content. I've looked into your channel and looks like all of your videos are well made. It's such a shame they get so little views. Keep it up, man. That's encouraging and amazing to hear. And then the other one is just love this series. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. That's super encouraging. And makes me very happy to hear. I got to share that internally too. LOL, I was waiting for you to be like, and the other one is all hate. Yeah. I mean, there's been some where people are kind of like cheeky about their comments, but it's like there's not been like a ton wrong with them. I've rewatched them randomly at work. They're fun for sure. I just dislike commenting. No, don't worry. Yeah, this was not me fishing for more comments from you all. So I appreciate that you're watching them though. If you do watch them, thank you so much. Mirror links, please. Just got home. Oh yeah, sure, May. Glad you made it home safe. What else did I miss? Coach Sean says, nice, Clark, Ordinary Gamer, welcome in, good to see you. Couldn't find any others. I had to steal one at this point. What'd you steal? Oh, a word. Doug the Coder, good to be in here. Good to see you in here. Thank you for joining. I look forward to playing this every week. Hello, Ordinary Gamer. Funny enough for me, I happen to be using NeoVim, and that I don't need to do anything my workspace just done. You could always RDP instead of just SSH. That's true too, yeah. You don't know if Home Edition... Oh, Windows now has SSH capabilities. I don't use it, so I don't know if you have to enable it. Also don't know if Home Edition has it, though, says Code with Sean. Okay. Got you. I wonder if you can turn on Windows Machine into such a host where you basically make users and SSH into... Okay, yeah. Speaking of Windows and Microsoft, I have another win of the week that I just thought of as a result of that conversation really quick. Do any of you remember the browser extension I made? We're going to pause really quick on this game. Sorry. I want to show you this. The browser extension I made, github.com/clarkio/Azure Mask. Yes, Sean A. So this thing's been laying dormant for a while. I did like I think I had like updated the manifest at one point, but now like Google's V3 manifest I think is in effect now, and I don't know if this extension is going to work anymore. Regardless, it also is not going to work anymore because, all right, so for full context, I used to work at Microsoft. I was part of the cloud developer advocate team where we were developer advocates for various products and services around Azure and the cloud for Microsoft, but also for like things that supported the cloud, like VS Code and whatnot. And when I first started there, so like 7+ years ago, I found that when I was trying to do presentations, record demos, do live streams, do presentations in front of people at talks, at conferences and whatnot, I would be like sometimes having to go in different areas of Azure that had sensitive information like passwords, database connection strings, API keys, you name it. There's all of that in the Azure portal, they call it, the Azure website. So Azure being Microsoft's cloud, okay? So in any case, I built this extension with the help of some colleagues at the time too, like over the weekend, one weekend, just for funsies, and it worked pretty good. Like the UI and the HTML of the Azure portal at the time was fairly consistent, and you can kind of identify using regular expressions, basically, like what the keys normally look like, and then I would blur them out with this browser extension that you would have. So that way, when you're recording something, it's not revealing that sensitive information. Also, it wouldn't reveal your email too. Like a lot of times, it would just show up in the top right-hand corner, kind of like where sign in and sign up is here for GitHub. So anyway, I built that, and it like took off. Like a ton of people really that are like Microsoft MVPs, Microsoft's MVP program, where it's basically like, it's almost like their GitHub stars, like for GitHub. That's Microsoft's program around that. People that do a lot of talking about Microsoft related products and services and whatnot, they get, I was going to say anointed, but they get like appointed that role basically. And they get like extra access. They get like free credits to Azure and whatnot. Anyway, there's a lot of those people that are making presentations and stuff like that too. And then on top of the team that I was on, they were constantly doing presentations, or product managers doing presentations. Anyway, a lot of people liked it and found it useful. However, the problem is, okay, Code with Sean is a Microsoft MVP. Yeah, exactly. Imagine that's how you probably heard about this Azure mess, because a lot of people in that program had talked about it at the time. The problem, though, is it's a constant moving target in terms of finding and concealing the sensitive information in. I should have put like a screenshot of turning it on, turning it off, but like it's basically this. It's this little button. You toggle the masks on, you toggle them off, and what it does is it basically re-renders the page that you're on with the blur effect class put on sensitive fields. Okay. The problem is it's a moving target because basically to give you a little bit of it's not really insider baseball. I think it's pretty publicly known that the way the Azure website works is there's so many different things that Microsoft offers through Azure. There's like databases, there's VMs, there's containers, like, so there's all different products and services that are offered within Azure, and there's teams that are dedicated around those different products and services, and they have web teams that are responsible for like creating and managing their views within the overall grand scheme of the portal thing. Okay, and so there isn't really like a standard that's kind of like, there's not like a parent team that's like saying, hey, I mean, I think there is a parent team that has like a certain set of like control over the entire Azure website. But what I mean though is there isn't a standard like that they follow when it comes to sensitive fields and how to basically show that or present that in the UI for every product team and service. So that's why it's this moving target, because they're all doing different things for their UIs. Thank you, Sean, for the heads up. So I was like, let go of this, because I'm like, this is not really like, while this was a fun little project, this is not a good solution to that problem. The good solution is that everybody comes to an agreement on like what the standard should be. Like, let's put an ID tag on every HTML element that is going to have some sensitive information in it, because different products and services have different data about them that could be considered sensitive that you wouldn't want to reveal if you're doing a screen share or presentation in front of people or a live stream, whatever. So if you can't tell, I'm really passionate about this stuff. So anyway, this has been kind of laying dormant. Lots of people keep pinging it or opening up issues. In fact, old colleagues of mine had reached out saying, oh, they want to take the ownership of it or whatever. And I was like, I mean, one, I was a little bit taken back by that, because I'm like, why do you just want to take the ownership of it right away? Like, that seems like a weird thing to, like, a weird approach to me to again, solving the root of the problem would be having some standard in place to identify the sensitive fields, and that way you can very accurately conceal them, and just have that built into the UI of it. So in any case, the end result of this is Fritz, who many of you know and are familiar with. Shout out to Fritz, who runs the Live Coders team here on Twitch that I'm a part of. And who...
Ad is about to
No, not an ad yet.
Milliseconds on Twitch.
Dang it.
There's an ad running for 90.
Yes, Code Sean. Each Azure product team is responsible for their look and feel of the Azure portal. Exactly. Tail Learn Code, who's also a streamer, is a MVP. That's good to hear. I'm just going to pause for the ads for a minute. Code with Sean says, I used to stream. Doug Dakota says, that's one reason I didn't feel comfortable streaming coding with Visual Studio. It used to show personal info in the top right, and I could use OBS to cover it, but that may not be foolproof if the window got resized or something. Yeah, exactly. Doug Dakota says, Azure should be masked. Yes, exactly. Well, I'm responding to all this stuff, but you all are probably getting hit with ads. There were some idiots on the road, May. I'm sorry to hear that. Are the ads done yet? Also, what happened in the music? Oh, ads are done in 8 seconds. The music just finished. That's why. Oops. All right, we should be back from ads now, right? In 1 second. All right, we're back from ads. In 10 for you, May.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Marcus Voice Coder.
What's up, Marcus? All right, so picking up where I left off. Damn, you stood so straight, made me refresh. Sorry, Royalisi. All right, where I left off was I was reading some of the messages while you all were in the ad. Doug Dakota was saying Azure should be masked. I agreed. Also, like a streamer mode for Azure Portal. Nice. Yes, exactly. Code with Sean was saying I had a meeting with the Portal team years ago, and they still won't hide the GUIDs. Sigh. Hold that thought for a second. But yes, I feel that. Doug Dakota says that's one reason I didn't feel comfortable streaming coding with Visual Studio. It used to show personal info in the top right, and I could use OBS to cover it, but that may not be foolproof if the window got resized or something. Totally understand. Yeah, that's a bummer that was going on like that. Code Sean says I used to stream. Yes, I recall. Tail Learn Code is also an MVP. Nice. Code Sean says each Azure product team is responsible for their look/feel of the Azure portal. Okay, cool. Yep, good to see. Thank you, Sean.
This just became a job.
What you doing? What you doing, buddy? Just dropping gifted subs like a madman? Thank you for that. That's super kind of you.
This became a job.
You're doing nothing? You're doing something there, buddy. Thank you for the gifted subs to the community. I guess a lot of you will not be seeing ads next time that happens, thanks to Sean. So thank you, Sean, for your generosity. It's super kind of you. And congrats to everybody that just received a gifted sub courtesy of Sean. Sean, eh?
This just became a job.
Dude, that's super kind of you. This is going to be on for a while.
This just became a job.
Speaking of that soundbite, I've been rewatching Silicon Valley, the show.
This just became a
It's
job.
still so good. It still holds up. There's parts of it that I forgot about, like the later seasons.
Became a
I remember the earlier seasons, but the later seasons I don't know if I missed or what, but I was like, I don't recall this. All right, so all this to say, all right, I think it's done with that. So thank you again, Sean. Appreciate that. Timer for ad is running, but seems ad is frozen. Ad's over in 10. Rose says, damn, you stood straight. Da, da, da. Why isn't it catching up on the latest messages again? I gotta jump down here. This is why I have several instances of the chat open so that I don't miss things. Because StreamerBot chat, for some reason, lags behind at times. All these usernames with code or coder in them feels homie in here. Yeah, Doug the Coder. I mean, not your bad. Damn, thank you, Sean, for supporting him. You're too kind. Thanks for the gift sub. All right, I'm all caught up there. Okay, so what I was getting to here with this is Fritz picked up on it, and then also Scott Hanselman, who's very widely known in the developer community, let alone the Microsoft.NET community. He's like an OG at Microsoft. They have been in touch with me both here in the issues on the repo, but also in DMs. And it sounds like, and this is why I told you, Code with Sean, to hold that thought. The sound of it is they're doing this, as you can see, I think he mentions it here. They're doing a hackathon week. This was last week. So Scott Hanselman and some folks on his team are working on basically redoing the Azure Mask stuff, but more, like built into the Azure portal, with the Azure portal. So I'm very excited to hear that, because I think that's a better approach to it. Right, so rather than hand over the ownership of this repo to, I believe this is Christopher, right? Christopher here, C. Manum. I think it's a more robust solution would be to have this built into the Azure portal. So I think the hope here in talking with Scott and Fritz is that as a result of this hackathon that they've been doing and the project that they're working on for the hackathon to replace Azure Mask, is that it will then get implemented into the portal itself. And to me, that's a much better long-term solution for folks that get value out of this thing than me trying to play whack-a-mole, as Scott puts here, right? Whack-a-mole with the portal. You know what I mean? So very excited to hear this. Really cool to be interacting with these two. And them being so gracious and reaching out to me. Like Hanselman DM'd me saying, hey, just want to double check that I got your blessing on this, essentially. I don't remember what words he put it in, but that was essentially what he was saying. It was like making sure I'm good with it. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to I did this this is basically the fun part of this. The story of this is this weekend project has turned into this thing that's not huge, but it's fairly valuable to a good handful of people. And it was cool to see that. But then on top of it,
thanks for joining today about 4 Armor Ranger.
So, and then on top of that, it's led to, maybe pushing things for the better at Microsoft and Azure portal. So about 4 Army Ranger, welcome in. Happy to have you here. Says, hi, I'm new here. Why does your title say TryHackMe? There's a website that, called TryHackMe.com. That's why it says that, where I've been learning about pen testing over the past few streams. You're just catching us at a point where we haven't dove into that segment of the stream just yet. And so that's why it says that. You're asking, are you actively trying to have people hack you? No, thank you. Do not do that. But thank you for asking first. So that's good. No need to apologize. Totally understand. I could see why that would be misleading in the title. I could see why you get that impression. Army 4 Ranger. Or about 4 Army Ranger. I'm just going to say Army Ranger, if that's cool with you. So, yeah, you're just catching us a little early in regard to what the title's talking about there. I'm a full stack dev engineer and I got really scared for you. No, yeah, no worries. I mean, as it is, Army Ranger, my identity's been stolen and I'm actively getting fraud against me. So I already got enough on my plate. I don't need people trying to hack me, which likely is probably happening as well, but so far things are okay. Most people just call me Ranger. It's all good. It's my gamer tag for the past 13 years. Okay, nice, cool. All right, Ranger. Marcus says, I won't hack you unless you ask me to. Okay, thank you. I'm not asking anybody to do that. Nobody has my permission to do that right now. So please don't go that route. Leave me alone. Thank you. I got enough going on. Imagine someone tries to hack you and message you, don't done it. Where's my reward for your challenge? Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy. Doug Dakota says your project made some good waves. Yeah, I think so, Doug Dakota. So I'm that's the reason I was bringing that up. I forgot how we got on that. Somebody was talking about Microsoft and whatnot, and it reminded me that that's another win of the week that's been going on. Like I'm grateful for the interaction and the ability to communicate with folks that I respect in the community, like Fritz and Hanselman. And then 2, I'm grateful that as a result of that project, like it's likely going to turn into moving the needle forward in a positive way for other people that have been getting value out of that project. You know what I mean? So I'm just happy to see that. It's been on my mind. Like I feel like the thought did cross my mind way back when. Like I'm trying to think, maybe like a couple years ago, where I was like, what if I actually focused on Azure Mask a little bit? And like really try to find a better solution than using regular expressions, scanning the UI, such that I could turn it into like a product almost. You know what I mean? That I could make a few dollars off of because I imagine people that get value out of it would be willing to pay $5. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I'll give Clarkio $5 for the time and effort he put into making this thing. That thought crossed my mind, but then I was like, 2 things were like, I did that project not to make money. For one, that was never the intent of it. And 2, as I've been saying throughout all this, I don't think it's a great solution. Like, so why would I take people's money for something that I don't really believe is the best solution for the problem it's trying to solve? So, that thought quickly passed my mind. But it's always on my mind. Like I have this like entrepreneurial itch a little bit to make income in other ways outside of the traditional way that I've done, where I'm always working for a company and getting paid a salary type of thing. So anyway, that's kind of why that thought came through my mind. Is I'm trying to get in that mindset a little bit more so that I can, learn about that type of thing, get experience doing those types of things, and diversify myself. But I digress. This is well said, sir. Thank you, Ranger. Oh, no, you're talking to Doug the Coder. Sorry. Let me catch up on chat a little bit here. Ranger, thank you for the follow. All right, catching up on chat a little bit too. Man. Army Ranger, I would look into Bitdefender and Hitman Pro for cyber software if you're looking for recommendations. What exactly? I feel like I've heard of Bitdefender before, but what are those two? And what's their purposes of those pieces of software, Ranger? May says, win of the week, got my rodeo belt buckle. Nice, May. Congrats on that, and thank you for sharing. Ranger says, pen testing is a good way to introduce yourself to development. Just be patient with yourself. Well, so I appreciate that, your input there, Ranger. To give you some more context about me, I'm basically going in the reverse way of what you're talking about, where I have a lot of experience as a developer building thick Windows client apps. I mean, all kinds of stuff, websites, CLI tools and whatnot, VS Code extensions. So I have a lot of experience, over a decade of experience doing development to some capacity, ranging in different specialties and areas. And then I've taken I call myself like an application security enthusiast, where I know about defending against vulnerabilities. I know of vulnerabilities, and I know a little bit of pen testing, but I don't have like any formal education or a lot of knowledge and learnings on pen testing. So I've been doing that lately as part of this TryHackMe initiative thing that I've been leveraging. This is my third stream diving into it. So that's kind of what you're jumping into here with this. I also love your Bose Quiet Comforts. I have the exact same pair. I'm not sure how old yours are, but they look like the same pair I bought in 2014. Yes, these are pretty old. The only thing I've swapped out are the ear cups, the cushions that you see right there. The originals deteriorated, and I replaced them with the same gray/silver ones once, and then those deteriorated. So then I found that people make like custom ones that you can just get online. And so I grabbed these because it like fits my overall. I like the color, and it fits my overall like theming and branding. So They're amazing. Yeah. Doug Dakota says, yikes, identity theft is so bad, especially when info leaks that can't be changed, like social security numbers / ID numbers, etc. Back in the old days when everything was paper-based, there was an excuse for unchangeable ID numbers, but government should allow you to request a new ID number if yours gets compromised. Sorry for the wall of text. No, totally. Don't worry. Don't be sorry for the wall of text, number one, Doug Dakota. And then two, I'm in agreement with you. Like, it's not been fun. Oh, thank you. Lunch. Mrs. Clark, yo. Hooking it up. I'm totally in agreement with you. Like, it's not been fun having my identity stolen. But at the same time, I was thankful I caught things early enough to where I didn't have any financial burden as a result of it. The problem is I think lately I'm under like serious attack because I've been getting like crazy amount of spam phone calls between yesterday and today, crazy amount of spam text messages yesterday and today. And while I have a freeze on my identity in terms of like with all the credit bureaus, and I paid for extra monitoring with that, I can't really. This is the one downside with like the credit bureaus. You can, if somebody's doing something with your identity that affects your credit, like maybe they're trying to get loans taken out in your name with your information, or whatnot like that, it takes so long for the companies that these fraudsters are interacting with as if they were me. It takes so long for those companies to report that credit check that's being done for your identity that it won't show up on my report until like a month, maybe the earliest. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a while. So like, even though I know something's going on right now, like I can tell because of the increase in the amount of spam that I'm receiving right now, or even the mail that I'm getting, right? I'm getting mail from companies that are like, hey, thanks for trying to take out a loan with us, but unfortunately your credit was denied or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm seeing that every so often coming in the mail too. So it's like crazy what's going on. But I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing more I can do other than what I've done already. And then on top of that, I don't know how many of you saw, but in the US, there was a huge data breach where essentially everybody's social security number, if you're watching this right now and you're based in the US and you have a social security number, yours was likely stolen as well as part of this huge data breach that happened a few months back. Actually, it happened even longer ago, but it was just publicly disclosed a few months back. So that's what I think is happening as a result of that. So last year, my identity was stolen around this time, actually last year. And then, so you combine that with this latest breach. So like everybody's going to start getting just, you know, these attackers are just going to enumerate over all the data and information that's out there now and try to like, which I just don't understand. Like what something has to change. Something has to change, like what Doug Dakota is talking about, in terms of if everybody's social security number is compromised now in the US, then like, aren't all these companies and the credit bureaus just going to get bombarded with fraud? So Marcus Voice Coder says all data breaches are not reported. Yeah, I mean, that's true too. There is that. Anyway, I know I'm on this like rant right now, but like it's something that's actively happening to me, and I think a lot of other people right now, especially with this latest breach or report of a breach, and it sucks. Something's got to change. Catching up still. Marcus Voice Coder says maybe you should invent a tab management application. Shh, Marcus. Shh. We're not going to talk about it. I have a tab problem. A browser tab problem where I just keep everything. Army Ranger says Bitdefender is a piece of cybersecurity that is amazing for anti-malware and protection with real-time vulnerability scans. Nice. Okay. I replaced mine too. Yeah. I keep having to do that. Oh, your cushions for the bows? Yeah. I'm going to look into those. Thank you. Yeah, they're really cool. They have a bunch of other designs outside of this one too. Army for Ranger. So check it out. Like, I think even some of them are on Amazon, so it's like quick and easy to get them. Hitman Pro is a piece of software that is amazing at removing malware, cleaning and scanning your systems, Trojan viruses, rootkits. Okay, cool. And spywares. It may be worth blocking calls not in your contact list. That's exactly what I'm doing, Doug Dakota. Well, I don't have the ability to block them. It's I mean, I have the ability to block them, but I have it set up now via iPhone, iOS. You can have it where it mutes and hides calls that come in from unknown callers that are not in my contact list. So the only downside to that is like maybe I'll have like a doctor's office I haven't added to my contact list yet. And so then that will automatically get silenced and they'll leave a voicemail hopefully, and then I can return it that way. But yeah, like, so to give you an idea, yesterday I got something like 14 phone calls between 10:45 a.m. and 5 p.m. yesterday. All like, so that's like twice an hour. You know what I mean? It was crazy. So anyway, to that degree I do. The other thing is I look at the numbers, they're all different unique numbers. They look similar, but they're unique numbers. So even if I block one, I'm just getting hit with another one. Doug Dakota. It's like, again, whack-a-mole, kind of like what we're talking about with Azure Mask. Ordinary systems, yeah, it seems like doctors will call me different extensions every time. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Doug Dakota says, yeah, Clark, I turn off the blocking when I'm expecting a parcel or interacting with a new business/service. Painful, but sometimes you need to. Yeah. No, I feel you. Army Ranger, if you use Experian, you can lock your credit. It stops anyone from being able to use it. Yeah, I mean, all of them offer it. I end up signing up with just one of them, but Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion all offer some service, and then they communicate with each other to put the freeze, lock, and fraud alerts on my name. The other thing is I have such a common name too, so it's like, I think like in the past, I think what would happen is sometimes people would just accidentally like lump me into another Brian Clark, you know? Maybe look into temporary freeze. Yeah, I'm all over Army Ranger. I appreciate the advice, but I got you. I'm doing everything I possibly can. So far, almost every call I've gotten, not from my contacts, has been spam or an attempted scam. Yeah, exactly. The other thing I would say, folks, if you are getting spam calls, do not answer them. Because then because a lot of times these fraudsters are just like, they're just doing a spray and pray type of strategy where they got a list of a bunch of phone numbers from somewhere in some data breach or whatever, or maybe they're just trying and enumerating over different numbers and they don't know which ones are legit or not, or which ones are worthwhile. So they're just shooting their shots all the time. And if you pick up, then that signals to them that this is a legit number that they can just keep targeting. You know what I mean? So it's one way to try and minimize the amount of spam you get, but I don't know how effective it is really. I mean, at the very least, I don't want to give them any more information than they already have on me. The government has more data breaches than we can comprehend. Yeah. Doug Dakota says, the other plus of being able to change your ID/social security number is that people using the old ones could be flagged and investigated. Yeah, that's a good point, Doug. Go look at the numbers from DICOT. It's bad. Catching up there. Doug Dakota says, yeah, Clark, yeah, I read that already, I think. Yep. Army Ranger says, it might be worth noting to get a new phone and number for better security. The thought has been crossing my mind lately, Army Ranger, but there's two aspects of that. You know, let's just switch to just chatting a little bit here. There's two aspects of that, Army Ranger. That have me hesitant or deter me from doing that. One, I have so much tied to my number that I've had for so many, like over a decade. I've had the same phone number, okay? And I have so many things tied to that. Think like two-factor authentication where those services don't offer other alternative like two-factor authentications other than text messages to a phone number. I'd have to go in and change those to the new number and or see if they maybe by now have alternative solutions for two-factor authentication, other means of two-factor authentication, like the Google Authenticator app as an example, right? And whatnot. So that's one deterrent. There's too much stuff that I have tied to my main phone number that it would be such a pain in the butt to get rid of. And then the other thing is, a lot of times these numbers are just recycled anyway. So I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to somebody recently, and they were saying that they had gotten a new phone number and ended up being somebody's grandma, like somebody's grandma's old number, and the grandma never gave their grandkids like the new number, so they would get text messages from the grandparents. So you're essentially just using somebody else's number at that point. That's just been like, you know what I mean? So they just recycle numbers. So then I'm right back in square one, where I'm just getting spam, unnecessary messages that are not intended for me or that are trying to scam me. So it's like, what's the point then in changing my number? I might as well just stick with the same one. So the thought crossed my mind as well, Army Ranger. Again, all great ideas, and I appreciate you putting it out there. But I definitely, I mean, keep them coming. If you got more, maybe there's one that I haven't thought of that, I can maybe look into. Being that two-factor is now a lot easier to hack, it might be safer to replace the whole unit. Well, yeah, well, you mean like with spoofing numbers and stuff like that to be able to capture the two-factor, yeah, I mean, I don't want to use two-factor authentication via text message like that. I'd rather use like an authenticator or something, but not like there are services that only... I'd rather have two-factor on and not off for those services that only offer text message-based two-factor authentication. You know what I mean?
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Greenwind.
Green says, I want DNA authentication. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. What's your win of the week if you got one? I like to help. Sorry if I'm being overbearing. No, you're not being overbearing. I do not hear enough people saying that. I forget what I said, but thank you. I'm glad you found what I said. Well said, sir. Nightcoach says, I got a new phone number and I get all the spam calls from the person who had the number previously. Exactly. Thank you. There's another anecdote to further support that the idea that I don't think it's going to really help too much by getting a new number. Marcus Voice Coder says, in a recent poll, 38% of people said they knew Brian Clark and 40% of people said they were. Nice, Marcus. Doug Crow says, I am Spartacus. I mean, Brian Clark. Yeah. It's a very common name. It's almost like, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same, but it's up there with John Smith, you know? So, it is what it is. Which I, like, back in the day, I reveled in the fact that I still do to some degree, in the fact that my name was so common because I can just blend in, you know? I don't want to be this big celebrity or anything like that. I don't want to stand out. I want to just blend in. So, which is kind of ironic considering I'm on here right now, right? Doing this, being public, but I'm glad I'm a small channel in that regard. And I just enjoy doing this, you know? And enjoy hanging out with all of you and learning together. Green says, my win of the week, talked to my director about promoting one of my reports and it got approved. Nice. That's good to hear. Good leadership right there, Green. Thank you for sharing and congrats on that. Army Ranger says, I get that. I don't like the spotlight either. Yeah. I do and I don't. Like, I do to a certain level. I think the reason why I don't is like a little bit of like a social anxiety thing, and a little bit of the fear of like what we've been talking about. The more I'm out there, the more people that know about me. It's like, well, how do I protect myself from people that want to do, like, I don't know why anybody would want to do something, you know, negative towards me. I feel like I don't give anybody real reason to do that. I try to be kind to everybody else, you know what I mean? So that I don't invite negative stuff towards me, but there are still people that are just, for whatever reason or another, are not going to like me, for one. Two, they might find some reason to not like me, which is, I mean, it's all okay and understandable. Three, they might just be a person in a bad place and they just want to bring everybody down no matter what, you know what I mean? And I just might fall within their net of people that they're going to try and attack and do nasty things to, you know? So there's all kinds of stuff like that. And so the more you put yourself out there, the more you get popular in a sense online like this, the more that there's a chance of that to happen. And that's one of the other things that like kind of deters me from wanting to want any more spotlight on me. Yeah, unfortunately, people are going to find a reason. Exactly. Yep. Green says, Clark, you obviously haven't seen the list Frackberg has on you. No, I haven't. Really says, too positive. Must be a bad person. No. Well, I mean,
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Outcast_we.
Outcast, I'll get to your message in a second. Roy Lisi, what I will tell you in that regard is I think it's me making up for like being a shitty kid when I was younger. Like I was good, but there was a lot of things that like I still beat myself up on that I did that were stupid when I was younger that don't make me proud when I think about it in my mind. And so then I'm like, there's that going on. Then I have kids and I want to be a good role model for my kids. So I'm doing my best to like be a good person and
ad is about to
and all
start
that.
in
You know what I mean?
5,000 milliseconds on Twitch. There's an ad running for 90.
All right, after the ad, we'll get after the ad, we'll play Words on Stream while I eat some of this lunch. Actually, most of you can see, right? You're not getting hit with the ad? All right, I'm pausing the conversation until the ads are done for folks that are caught up in that. I've been imprisoned by ads, says Army Ranger. No, we got a salad for lunch today, May. Salad with spinach, cherry tomatoes, yellow, red, orange, like mini peppers, bell peppers almost. Avocado. It's delicioso. It's so good. Mrs. Clarkio is very good. Oh, and carrots. It was very tasty. It's not a lot of, it's like we do like an olive oil with salt, pepper kind of dressing, so it's pretty light and easy going. You've been freed from Agile? Okay, cool. All right, before I move on, let's catch back up in chat here. Before the ads came up is what I mean. I want to catch back up in chat. Army Ranger says, I'm really enjoying this conversation, Mr. Clark. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that, Army Ranger. I'm enjoying chatting with you all about it, too. Outcast was saying, our first-time chatter, thank you for being here, Outcast, and dropping a chat for the first time in the stream. I'd like to be famous/known with people in similar interests because they understand the meaning and whatnot. People who don't know are judgmental for no reason. I think that's understandable, Outcast. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting to be famous or known. I think that's perfectly fair and an understandable want. You want to feel like, because like if you're in a position like that, you definitely feel like you're valued. You feel like you have this purpose in life to support and lead other people that are following along with you and that type of thing. I mean, I get it. Absolutely. And being around people with similar interests is great too. But it's also good to be around people that have different perspectives and interests too, so that you can have a more holistic point of view on things, you know? More robust point of view. Army Ranger says, you're one of the better streamers I've watched in a long time. Really? Dang. Thanks. I appreciate that. That's very, very high compliment. Frackberg says, it's a long, detailed list, Clark. Thanks, Frackberg. Can always count on you all trolling me. Royley says, no, I mean, that would be a reason people would randomly hate you. Oh, like if somebody's too nice, they must be bad. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly possible. It's certainly possible with people that they're like overcompensating for something that they're actively bad about. But I'm very transparent and I share as much as I possibly can in a safe way with you all and like about anything. But for me, yeah, like I reflect back on like my high school, like middle school, high school years. I'm not that I was like this terrible kid and did terrible, egregious things. It's just stuff that I'm not proud of that I would never do today, type of thing. You know what I mean? And so like part of that is as I was sharing before, it's one of the things that factors into my behavior now and the way I carry myself today. Another factor is my kids and wanting to be a good role model for them. Third factor I would say is like since then, the life experiences I've had have helped me grow into the person that I am now and have given me different perspective on life than I had when I was at that age. And so one of the things I'm coming to grips with is like not really like what's the word I'm looking for? As you know, kind of like why we do the wins of the week, not dwelling on like past me, you know, especially that back then, that far past me, and beat myself up over it. But I still do. Like I'm not completely free of that just yet. One day though, maybe one day, because part of me like I need to forgive myself. Like, not that I'm excusing behavior when I was younger, but like I definitely didn't know then what I know now. I didn't have this perspective or outlook on life then than I have now. It was young, naive, immature. You know, it was an immaturity thing in a lot of cases. All right, so you all got stuck with ads. Great time to exercise these new sub privileges. Yeah, really see. Ads, I've been in prison. Ads, picture-in-picture mode lets me double dip, says Honorary Gamer. Nice. Army Rangers is trying to sell me insurance that I already have. Yes, mate, healthy lunch. Ads are over, but have you insured your insurance? I've been freed from ad gel. I haven't. Oh, it just updated the chat too. Holy moly, so many messages since I last caught up. I appreciate all this chatter though. Thank you everybody for being part of the conversation. Outcast is not famous, I guess. Not famous, I guess, but known in the community. Oh, yeah. No, I got you. That makes sense. And again, very understandable. None of my friends are into cybersecurity. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then you know, so something like that. Well, actually, something I'm interested in doing next year in terms of cybersecurity. I've had a lot of colleagues that went to DEF CON this year. And it sounds like DEF CON. I've always been intimidated by DEF CON because I feel like I'm not going to be able to like open up my laptop and do anything or even make phone calls to like connect with my family while I'm away. But my colleagues and other people that I've talked to, like Nahamsek, actually, I interviewed him and I was chatting with him about this because he went to DEF CON this year as well. And it's really not that bad. It's not that kind of scary of an event. So that out of the way, the point I was getting at there is like going to an event like that where it's very community driven and people are friendly and they like, you just do a great job of networking with other like-minded people in that space. You know what I mean? Focus on cybersecurity. It's a cool thing to do. So, you know, maybe there might be a local meetup for you as well, Outcast, that you can start attending and get some value out of and connect with people that are into this thing like you. You know, it doesn't have to be people that you're friends with or grew up with or whatever, you know? So there's that. Just double checking on a work message here. Hold on. Okay. So hopefully that helps, Outcast. But yeah, those types of things I've personally found helps me connect with people that are around the same interests that are attending things like that. Army Ranger says being able to have a round table discussion is very important to me. Yeah, for sure. Marcus Voice Coder says, do you have a specific technology you use to check a website is passing all the accessibility rules? I don't. Actually, there's webaccessibility.io, I think. It's been a while since I've taken a focus on accessibility, if I'm being honest, unfortunately, Marcus. But I'm pretty sure, I think it's webaccessibility.io. I think it's something from Microsoft, actually, too. I think, is it webaccessibility.io? Is it? I don't think that site works. It's not loading. Is it .com? I'm gonna Google it, Marcus. there's like a browser extension that you can get that I used to use that can test your accessibility and give you scores on that. I think even like Google's Lighthouse tool that does like your like general performance, it will also check the performance of your accessibility, if I recall correctly. Google Lighthouse. Let me double check that. I would recommend checking this out because it's like just great in general for like everything, in addition to accessibility, which it does checks on that. So accessibility audit scoring, it does, yeah. So that this is a really helpful tool from Google called Lighthouse. It's open source, and you can basically scan a website for a bunch of things, including accessibility. But there's another one I think from Microsoft that's called Web Accessibility or something like that. I just couldn't find it in a quick search here. Hope that helps, Marcus. Army Rangers, I love to understand someone else's perception of the world. I was raised on the value of education. Yep. Or at least unfortunate, but I have to leave. My net is being a little brat, so I need you to have a good stream and enjoy, everyone. Thank you again. No worries, Royally C. It was great to have you. Hope things get sorted out. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. And I'll see you in the next stream. Ordinary Gamer says, sounds like you are able to see both sides of the coin now. Yeah, I would say so for the most part, but I definitely wouldn't say there isn't a possibility where I might be ignorant to another side of a coin to this day, even though, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I don't know until I experience it, or something sheds some light on that for me, you know what I mean? And I'm sure there's going to be many more situations like that come up as I grow older, so long as I stay alive. Army Rangers, most of the people I know have coded a program to do so like me. Okay, yeah. Man, I'm missing all these messages. It like jumps. The chat app I'm using, which is StreamerBot's chat. I don't know it's been so finicky lately where it just like loses track of messages. Like, imagine if this was a more popular stream where there's thousands of people chatting and shit like that. Like, I don't know how I would be able to handle it. Army Ranger says forgiveness is hard because you see it different as time goes on. Yep. Marcus says, yes, you can see the accessibility tree in Google Chrome developer tools. Yep. Doug Dakota says, yeah, it's so easy to get hung up on things we did long ago. For some reason, our brains love to dwell on them unhealthily. Yeah, at some point you have to let go, but that's easier said than done. Exactly. What has helped me with that, though, Doug Dakota, is, as I know you're likely familiar with, but doing that win of the week thing that we do part of the stream, like, I at least do that once a week here, but I'm oftentimes doing it off stream myself in my own mind of just like, what am I grateful for that happened today, you know? And just getting in that habit, that exercise, as I know it sounds so like fluffy and like woo woo, but I know I felt that way when I first heard of people saying that this is super effective. I've noticed a significant change in my mental positivity, mental health as a result of doing that. So it definitely is easier said than done, but the more you practice it, the more easy it becomes. Army Rangers, being in recovery has given me a lot of perspective, and as I work the steps, continue to do so. There you go, yep. You love DEF CON? I've always wanted to go, but could never get the time off, yeah. Congrats on going through that process, Ranger. It takes guts to get the needed. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Green says, there are also virtual meetups. Meetup is a good source to find local groups in your category of interest. Yeah. Very true. Good call out, Green. It's been 5 years now since Army Ranger. The hardest was year 3 when I lost my grandma. It almost drove me to relapse, but it helped me meet my wife. There you go. That's glass half full right there. No pun intended on that. But yeah, congrats on all having that strength, Army Ranger. Doug Dakota says, I'm sorry for your loss. Again, you were able to stay strong in the face of that and happy that it led to a new relationship for you. Yeah, exactly. It's in developer, ALS, and Edge Lighthouse that is. Okay, Marcus. Cool. Thank you for confirming. Thanks for the gifted sub. Marcus says you should write an AI program to give you a summary of the latest chats. Yeah. I think actually YouTube chat does that. I've seen that on some of the big time like game streamers streams before, where like the YouTube chat will summarize what's the general consensus from the community that they're chatting about. You two are chatting. Doug Dakota says, win of the week is a great habit. We don't celebrate our successes enough. Yeah. I think more workplaces should make that a regular part of their culture too. Yeah. Oh, true. That would be good in the workplace. All right, I think I'm all caught up on chat. We can get back to words on stream. Although I think Code with Sean, who was very eager to play words on stream, is probably in those meetings now that he mentioned. All right, yep, I should be all caught up. All right, let's finish playing words on stream while I'm eating lunch. Put it in lunch break mode too. We're on level 7, by the way, where we left off. In case people were forgetting. If you need the mirror link, here, I'm going to drop it in the chat again. And then I wanted to put the lunch break up. There we go. Okay. All right, everybody ready? 5, 4. We're going to continue in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today's Hack the Planet.
Welcome in, Hack the Planet. Awesome name, by the way. And Cyberterran, thank you for the follow. Happy to have you here. Just taking a quick little lunch break. Playing this community game Words on Stream. Type in your words using the letters that are on the screen. And we work together and try to get to the highest level possible. Nice job, chat. Keep it up. All right, I'm done with lunch chat. We'll play until we lose. Ooh, there's 2 P's. Opponent. Nice job, Ordinary Gamer. Oh, we're gonna lose. Poop. Oh. All right, we'll play one more time. Level 14 is pretty good though, chat. By 1 point. Yeah, that's too rough to go out on. Or I need a restart. Thank you all being here. Thank you for playing the game. Let's play one more round of it. See how far we can get level wise, and then call it on that. Nice job, Ordinary Gamer. Con. Money. Boom. Level 1. Done. What's the other big word? It's like probably like CY maybe? Probably ends in CY.
Welcome.
Mono.
Thanks for joining
See?
today, Dubesman.
What's up, Dubsman? What is monoacy? Monoacy? Monoacy. Cheated? How do you know? Alright, 4-letter word alphabetically after cone, but before mono. Kono? Three years of practice, yeah. Never heard of that word. All right, good try on the first. Skipping 2 levels. Monoacy is a sexual system in seed plants where separate male and female cones or flowers are present on the same plant. It is a monomorphic sexual system. What? All right, next round. Ooh. Recuse. Killing it, chat. We're killing it. Nice job, chat. Mirror link in chat again. Nice. It's alphabetically after info and mourn. Noir, nice. You hate the lockout? Well, it's intended, especially like because there's channels that if you search this category that I'm streaming under on Twitch right now, words on stream for the game, there are like dedicated channels where there's a good amount of people playing, trying to beat the record of the highest level possible. We've had some of those like professionals that play in that have been part of the record-breaking runs join in the stream here, and they're insane. And so if you would let folks like that just guess as much as they want, all they want, then like it's basically it's intended to add a level of difficulty into the game beyond just guessing the words. Also, there are people that'll cheat too, you know, like they'll put all the letters into like an acronym solver thing and whatnot. Oh, we got ads starting in 50 seconds, dang it. Yeah, that's why I don't use the mirror in places where there's not a lot of pros. Yep. Ad starting in 20 seconds, chat. Let's see if we can get the goal before then.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today TypeScript Tea Time.
What's up, TypeScript Tea Time? Yes, we got the goal. Are ads starting? Made it seem like they were going to start soon. I was just going to suggest that one. One of my friends said they might do another.
About to start in 5,000 milliseconds on Twitch.
Another words on stream demo with bots again? Oh yeah? It's been fun hanging out. Have a good day / night, everyone. You too, Doug Dakota. Appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for chatting. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. I think I'm all caught up on chat, right? Yep. Let's pause for a moment for folks that are stuck in an ad. We got a minute. If you're just joining, let us know your wins of the week in the chat. Exclamation point WOTW if you don't know what that is. Find out more about why we do it. Keep the stream positive. Start on a positive note. Don't dwell on the negative. Force yourself to reflect on the week to find the positive that happened, the things you're grateful for. Another win of my week was those comments that I saw in the videos for work. Love this series. Great content. I've looked into your channel and looks like all of your videos are well made. It's such a shame that they got so little views. Keep it up, man. It's great to see. Great feedback. 27 seconds, chat, and then we'll keep going. Mine says over a minute in ads. Do you see the ads we see? I don't see any ads for my channel, no. I just see like Twitch tells me like ad break ends in X amount of seconds. So right now it says 10 seconds. That's all I see on my end. All right, we should all be back now. Let's continue. Should add yourself to infosecstreams.com. What's that about? When you said 10 seconds, it showed 20 for you, May. That's so weird that it's different. Like, Twitch is the one that's reporting that to me, too, you know? Types for Tea Time win of the week. Joined a trash collection activity with my waifu and her friend today. We had a great time and did a good thing. Feels good. That's awesome. Contributing back to the community like that, too. Thanks for sharing Types for Tea Time, and congrats on that. Round of applause. All right, let's keep it going. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a little snack and put the dishes away.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Alid91.
Nice job, chat. Oh, the music finished? I wonder if Pretzel Rocks is working again. Let's see if we get that working. They fixed their stuff there. Nope. Still busted. Ooh, what's this one? Why wouldn't rest work? Is T fake? I think T is fake. Oh, okay. U is hidden. U is hidden. Squire. Esquire? There it is. Request? Queries. That's it. Hack the box. Nice job. Or hack everything. Hack the planet. I just went through all the different hack things that I know. Hack sayings that I know. Ruse? Oh, I'm locked out, right? Unlock me. Did somebody already get Ruse? That's why. Reuse. Sewer. we got sewer. Sure. There we go. Finally. Took a second. Knocked it out of the park that round, chat. What are we getting up to? Level 16. All right, we're getting tough. Seems like you're learning the combos. Kind of. Kind of. I'm getting there. As many times as I've played this. Ali D, welcome in. Happy to have you here. Olive? Ideology. Nice job, Ordinary Gamer. Ology, yep. Oh, it's all 5-letter words. Goody. Gooey. Ooh. May and I just got side by sides. Goody and gooey. Somebody do loved. Oh, V is fake. Never mind. Godly, goodly. Ghouly. Lodge. Lyode. Gelid. Well, that's an interesting one. Gild? Oh, glide. Nice job. We get idle? I-D-L-E? That's only 4 words. Oiled. Oldie. Oldie but goodie. We already got goodie. Gluty. Dooley. What's that dooley? Like, you know, the little like pattern paper? Nice job, Allie. Got yield. Doily. That's what I was thinking of. Doily? How do you spell doily? How do you spell doily? I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, we're going to level 17. Let's take a moment and thank our players getting us this far. Ordinary Gamer, May, Hack the Planet, Allie, TypeScript Tea Time. Excuse me, Doily, D-O-I-L-E-Y. Right, that would have worked, I think, on the last one. TypeScript Tea Time, Marcus, Voice Coder, Night Coder, Dubsman, Rugmat, and Doug the Coder. Let's keep it rolling. Keep it rolling, 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 rolling. Oh, whoa, Lament. Ferment. Lament. Filament. Mint? There we go, okay. Like meanie? Maybe? Meantime. Meanie? Does that work? Yeah, it does work. Okay. Nice job, Ordinary Gamer. I think we could do time? No. A mine, yep. Enemy. Eaten. Matinee. Nice job, Allie, for getting us over the goal. Inmate. Enema. Yikes. All right, alphabetically between Eaton and Enema. It starts with an E. Thanks, Rugmat. Eman? Emain? Emmet. Emet. Crushed it that round. We're going to level 20. All right, we need notepad. so I can write down your answers, okay? So chat, here's what's you need a link, Rugmat? Yeah. I got you covered. Link in the chat. Help you out here. All right, so listen, level 20, the answers are going to be hidden on the screen, so you don't know who got what and what letters are working. So what I'm going to do is right above my head here, I'm going to type out the answers that I see that go through when they come through the chat, okay? So pay attention to that as well, all right? Here we go. Jargon, grain, ordinary gamer, ranged. Rugmat got grand. May got green. Allie got danger. Rugmat got range. Allie got garden. Redan. Oh, you all are crushing it. Look at that. Do we get gander? There we go. Boom. Not green. What was it? I missed it then, May. You got anger. Okay, cool. Sorry. Thank you for correcting me. What could it be? Grade. Alphabetically between grand and range. Geriatric. Geran. Something like GE maybe? G. Raged. It was an R. Raged. Nice job, May. Closing it out. This is our best we've had in a while. Level 23. Here we go. Denied. Skied. Ordinary gamer. Dang. Kidneys. Nice job. TypeScript tea time. Got kidney. Well played. So I is hidden. May got kinds. Would Disney work? Skeen.
Welcome in and
May.
thanks for joining today,
Got
C Films.
Yikes. C Films, welcome in. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Would Disney work? No, it doesn't work. Allie got skied. Maybe Dines. There we go. That worked. I got Dines. Allie got snide.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today's books.
Wise Books. Good to see you. What about signed? Right? Maybe like that. I'm locked right now. I can't do it. Ordinary gamer got inked. Would inks work? Dines. Nice job. Well played, chat. Well played. We're killing it. Dinky and Kinds. We filled the board on level 23. I'm impressed. Well played, chat. All right, let's keep it rolling. This is the best we've had in a long time. Ordinary Gamer, May, Allie, Hack the Planet, TypeScript Tea Time, Rugmat, Marcus, Night Coder, Dubsman, Wise Books, and Doug the Coder. Thank you for getting us this far. Let's keep it rolling. Almost getting to our personal best, I would say. We can get up there. Magics. Pancakes. Pines. Ordinary Gamer got acing, and then Rugmat got gains. Maybe pacing. Pains. Alright, so P is fake, right? P is fake. Racing. Dancing. M is also fake. Oh, there's 2 fake letters. P and M fake. Casing. Nice job, TypeScript tea time. Casing. Honorary gamer gets saucing. Aging. Wise Books got causing. Nice. And then Honorary Gamer got suing. Rugmat got using. Nice. Keep it going. Keep it going. One more word. One more word. Incus. Nice job, Honorary Gamer. Holy cow. Dang. PacSun. Nice. C Films. Woo. Oh, man. This is getting... It's getting stressful. I know. I had nothing too, May. All right. Let's take a pause. Level 28. Level 28. Here we come. Cited. Rugmat got cited, I think. Honor Gamer got spited. Let me do spied. Yep, that worked. Dispute. Nice job, Honor Gamer. So use all these letters right here. D-I-I-S-P-U-T-E. Dispute. Duties. May got spite. Suited. Allie got upside. Nice job. Nice job, chat. Oh my goodness. Tides. What do we need? We need a couple more words. I'm locked out now. Ordinary Gamer, give us those answers. Upset. Upset. Somebody do upset. Oh, we need... What? No! We need like 9 more points there? Oh, good game. Good game. That's our best in a long time. Nice job, chat. Level 28. That's something to be really proud of. I mean, Ordinary Gamer and May leading the way. Pretty much carrying us there. Like, holy moly. Allie, TypeScript Tea Time, Hack the Planet, Rugmat, Wise Books, Marcus, Nightcoder, Dubsman, and Doug the Coder. My goodness. That was a great round. Great round, chat. All right, we're going to switch gears now. I appreciate you all playing. Hope you had some fun with that. We're going to jump back into the TryHackMe stuff to pick up where we left off last week. Oops. Trying to learn about shells. What the shell, where we picked off last week. So last week we got through 1 through 10 tasks there. We learned about stuff there. I think did we get stuck on this, I think? If we go back to the complete beginner. we should have been like, we should have jumped back into this, but we jumped down to that. I feel like I need to go, we did the tutorial. I need to do this and this. That seems kind of boring to do. TryHackMe is good stuff. Yeah, TypeScript tea time. I've been really liking it. I signed up for their Premiere one or whatever the thing is so that I can get better VMs and stuff like that to use. And faster resources. Oh, let me switch categories to back. I recommend it in every company I join. Oh, yeah? That's good to hear. So one of the reasons why I heard about it was obviously working at Sneak, but also, as you saw here, Sneak has, so SNYK. When I say Sneak, that's what I mean, by the way, for folks that maybe aren't familiar. We have some modules. In fact, you know what? Let's try this. Let's jump into one of these and see what it's like. All right, welcome to this room where you will accompany Jessica, an enthusiastic junior application security engineer, as she conquers open source security dilemmas utilizing Sneak. Join forces with her and elevate your proficiency in secure modern software projects. Learn prerequisites. We recommend completing DevSecOps path before diving into this room. Uh-oh. Maybe I need to do that. I think I'm all right. I'll figure it out. I'll be okay. We'll see. I said that last time. Oh, lunch break needs to be turned off. Learning objectives. Recognize open source security risks and comprehend their implications on contemporary software projects. Operate Sneak effectively to detect vulnerabilities. Evaluate and classify identified vulnerabilities. Apply appropriate remediation measures. Okay, let's complete that. Let's start by meeting Jessica. What's up, Jessica? She graduated from college with a degree in computer science and landed her dream job as a junior security engineer at Patch Corp. You know what that's a little hat tip to? Sneak's mascot's name, the dog here, is called Patch. The more you know, okay? Patch Corp. Although passionate about cybersecurity, she admits she still has much to learn. Fortunately, that's how I feel. That's me. That's like me. Very relatable, Jessica. Fortunately, she possesses excellent problem-solving skills, a keen interest in technology, and a determination to grow professionally. I think me and Jessica would get along great because I feel the same way. I feel like this is also me, qualities that I have. Her CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, tasked her with improving the security posture of Patch Corp's software development ecosystem. After conducting a gap analysis, not too sure what that necessarily means. I can maybe deduce that, but I'm not sure. She discovered that some teams didn't have dependency and package scanners, leaving the organization. So it's okay, gaps in security, right? Leaving the organization exposed to potential vulnerabilities within third-party libraries and components. To tackle this issue, Jessica will implement Sneak Open Source, a security tool recently acquired by the company. The security team decided to do a phased adoption plan, and Jessica aimed to introduce the tool gradually to all developer teams, ensuring maximum engagement and utilization. She will introduce the tool to one project, allowing the team to familiarize themselves with it, and then report any issues encountered during implementation. Once this phase proves successful, Jessica will expand the tool's usage to additional projects. Ready? Let's get going. Cool. All right, next one. Number 3. Open source software components have revolutionized the world of software development, engaging developers to build complex systems faster than ever before. Jessica knows that integrating third-party code into applications introduces unique security challenges. Attackers increasingly target open source ecosystems, exploiting well-known vulnerabilities to compromise numerous downstream applications simultaneously. To help Jessica understand the gravity of open source security risks, let's see several factors contributing to their complexity and prevalence. Large attack surface, okay, rapid release cycles, transitive dependencies, oh boy, yes, and limited visibility. I'm not gonna read through all those. You get the idea. Large attack surface. The more lines of code you have, the more possibility for vulnerabilities to be introduced into your project, whether it's code you wrote or code you're pulling in from third-party packages. Rapid release cycles frequently leads to updates, bug fixes, and feature enhancements. While staying current with these offers benefits, keeping track of them can be overwhelming. Yes, for sure. Transitive dependency. So what dependencies do your dependencies have? And then those and those and those all the way down the parent-child tree, right? That's kind of, you know, it just snowballs in terms of like how big the surface area grows. It contributes to the first one, right? And then limited visibility. Tracking open source usage and associated risks become more manageable with proper instrumentation and visibility. Development teams may overlook essential components or fail to detect obsolete versions riddled with vulnerabilities. Left pad was a good transitive dependency. Yes, Nafron. I'm glad you bring that up. That was a fun one back in the day. For folks that don't know what Nafron's talking about, is in the JavaScript ecosystem, the web development ecosystem, there was, well, one, let me preface it with JavaScript folks, there's this mentality, this kind of culture there that I think the JavaScript community indexes on a little bit, or maybe a lot of it. And that is, we create a package for everything, even the simplest of code. In this case, left pad was like, the gist of it, the way I understood it, is it left padded a string for you a little bit. So it added some padding to the left of a string. Why would a package need to do that? I don't know for sure, to be honest. And I'm not knocking it or anything like that, but that's the case. And what happened with that particular package is it became a dependent for some reason or another of many, like majority of the packages in the JavaScript ecosystem. And then the person behind that package, I forget the specifics of it, Nafron, you can keep me honest here, basically got really annoyed with a company or something like that would not support them, or something, or a company came after them and started like just really going after the owner of that package. And then the owner was like, you know what, I'm just going to take this package offline then, off the registry. And it broke the build for people across the globe all over the place. Yeah. Just saying. So that's the gist of that story. That was a fun one. I lived through that that experience. Thankfully, I wasn't too impacted by it. All right, we got ads coming up in 20 seconds here. Let's suggest one release per decade. Kappa says TypeScript tea time. Yeah. Oh my, we had to do gap analysis at the hospital I worked for. What a job that was. Oh boy, May. Okay. All right, we're learning today. All right, a new feature in the code base. The Patch Corp development team is designing a new feature set for their primary application, Patch Chat App. This sounds familiar. Using JavaScript as their primary language. Given recent concerns surrounding supply chain attacks and potential software vulnerabilities, Jessica has been tasked with scrutinizing the project's package JSON file. She understands the importance of regularly assessing third-party components to ensure timely patching and mitigating inherent risks. Her examination aims to identify obsolete or insecure packages, enabling the team to promptly upgrade or replace them with safer alternatives. She's evaluating the package JSON file associated with the Patch Chat App project, which specifies various details about the application's structure, scripts, and most crucially, its dependencies. The listed dependencies include versions of popular JavaScript libraries such as Colors, Express, Lodash, Mongoose, and Request. Here's the package JSON file. Okay.
An ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds on Twitch. There's an ad running for 90.
Which JSON formatted manifest file serves as the central hub for Node.js projects listing metadata package JSON? Package.json. Boom. Correct. How many dependencies do we have for this new feature? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The answer is 5. Enter. Which term describes indirect package dependencies formed through shared prerequisites, possibly concealing vulnerabilities and demanding cautious assessment? Which term describes indirect packages? So instead of direct dependencies, it's transitive dependencies. Booyah! Killing it! I mean, it helps that I already know this stuff. Again, shout out to my colleague Sonia Moisette over at Sneak. Hey, thanks for the applause. She helped make this all possible by partnering with TryHackMe to get this into the platform. So big shout out. All right, sign up and log in. Jessica is helping the development team onboard Sneak open source. She visits the platform app.sneak.io. Note, you can create a free Sneak account by signing up with your GitHub account, which is what I did for my personal projects. This will integrate directly with the projects you're hosting on GitHub, and you can start scanning for vulnerabilities. Jessica then shows the integration method. She knows that the team is using GitHub to host their repository, so she connects Sneak to the code. Bada bing, bada boom. She gives access to both private and public repositories. The development team has their primary repository set to private visibility. She then enables... This is this is really good, like, introduction level of Sneak stuff. I think we need to work. I wonder if I should reach out to Sonia. I told her I was going to make a video on this, actually. So she's aware of that. But I should reach out to her about if there's any other modules that they're planning on doing, because I feel like we could use one where we have like a sample project that people can, like a repo, like our Node.js goof repo that we have that has vulnerabilities intentionally in it, and then people can scan it with Sneak and give answers that way, you know? I wonder if that does come up in this. May, didn't you say you went, or May or somebody else in the chat mentioned that they went through this TryHackMe lesson already, right? Jessica clicks on Add Projects to the top right corner of the screen, then selects GitHub as integration type. Let's help Jessica. She selects the repository and clicks on the green button on the top right corner. Add selected repositories. Yep. Not you, May? Okay. I forget who it was. Somebody had mentioned it in the chat, either last stream or the stream before. The project is now available on the dashboard, Jessica, and the developers can see there are a few vulnerabilities. We got 13 high, 12 medium, and 1 low. Jessica will analyze the results in a second, but she wants to ensure the developers have all the visibility from their IDE. Helping developers have visibility into their IDE, which you all have seen me do before. Yeah, the Sneak extension for VS Code or Eclipse or, I don't know, whatever you're using, we pretty much have a plugin for Visual Studio Code, all that. What single authentication mechanism allows users to transition smoothly amongst various linked platforms and services? GitHub? Isn't it GitHub? Why is it 2 words though? I feel like I don't have the answer. Because it gives you a hint with those asterisks, the stars there. What single authentication mechanism allows users to transition smoothly amongst various linked platforms and services? Is it single sign on? Sign on? That's what it was. Okay. There you go. Hey, thank you for the follow there, Unstoppable. Welcome in. Happy to have you. All right, diving deeper. Let us know what your win of the week is. If you don't know what that is, use the command !WOTW in the chat to find out more. All right, diving deeper into vulnerabilities. Analyze results from the dashboard. Jessica is now looking at the results of the scan. She organizes the results by severity level, high, medium, low, which allow her to prioritize critical issues first. She can explore individual entries to view additional details such as security information, an overview of the vulnerability, the affected files, and suggested remediations.
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Unstoppable_Kase.
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking and for chatting with us. How are you, Unstoppable? All right, analyze results from the IDE. On the IDE, the developers can have this. Developers are asking Jessica what the impact of prototype pollution vulnerability in their code base could be if it's not fixed. She explains that prototype pollution refers to a specific class of vulnerabilities found in JavaScript objects, mainly when dealing with prototypes. It happens with unintended modifications or additions to built-in object prototypes, leading to an unexpected behavior and security risks. Bada bing, bada boom, denial of service. All right, so it can lead to unpredictable behavior, data manipulation, information disclosure, and denial of service. Here's an example. To mitigate the risk of prototype pollution, developers should avoid modifying built-in prototypes and sanitize user input before assigning values to Moto. Libraries and frameworks often have built-in protections against prototype pollution. Keeping dependencies updated helps prevent vulnerabilities caused by this issue. All right, so assuming there's a global variable, object.prototype.dunder proto equals curly boys, open and close curly boys. Polluted object. You have proto, adding a new property of array dot prototype length 9999. Output 999 instead of expected value, which would be 0 in this case, right? Cool. Unstoppable says, I'm doing all right today. I'm doing all right. Today's my day off. Nice. Well, thank you for joining us on your day off. Spending time here. The developers asked for more details on another visibility. Directory traversal. Ooh. May says, it seems to me that the writer of this is not from the US. Some of the spelling of the words. Yeah, well, yes, you are correct. Sonia is not from the US. So I'm assuming Sonia wrote most of this. Unstoppable, you do cybersecurity? Nice. I do as well. I work at Snyk, S-N-Y-K, Snyk.io, which is our developer security platform. Oh, hold on. Chat, I gotta be right back, actually. We'll pick up from here in a second, okay?
An ad is about to start in 5,000 milliseconds on Twitch. There's an ad running for 180.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, Chad. My oldest got home from school, so I was just catching up with her, seeing how it went. You hear voices? I was muted. You heard us talking? There's no way. May says, it seems to me that the right of that. I do cybersecurity, not that it matters. I hear voices. I work for my uncle and his company, and I know not too many people have that opportunity, and I'm very blessed to be able to work for him. That's awesome. Congrats on that, Unstoppable. Fragberg says, have a good weekend, Clarkio in chat. I'm off to the great outdoors for the weekend. That's awesome, Fragberg. Thanks for hanging out, buddy, and for being here and sharing your wins of the week and all that fun stuff. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend, Fragberg. In case you catch this later. Heard voice, and then you muted. No worries. Okay, got you. You can call me Joey if you want. Okay. I don't know if I'll do my best to try and remember that, Unstoppable. I mean, Joey. But if I say Unstoppable, you know I'm referring to you. All right, so let's pick up where did we leave off. We're talking about directory traversal. Jessica explains that a directory traversal is a type of web application vulnerability that allows an attacker to manipulate input to access directories and files outside of the intended scope of the application. It's all good, man. Okay, cool. This is typically done by using special characters such as .. to move up through the file system hierarchy. A successful directory traversal attack can lead to unauthorized access to sensitive information such as source code, configuration files, that would be bad, or other applications running on the same server, even also bad. Vulnerable function here, send file with user supplied name. Right, request.query. So this actually is a typo. I'll have to let Sonia know. This should be REQ instead of RES. And then request query file name. So this is coming in from imagine this is like an API endpoint handler, middleware, what have you.
Welcome in, and
the request
today, Scrubs.
The request is coming in, and there's a query parameter on the request that has the file name, right? This is user. This is user supplied file name without validation. So yes. I says Scrubs, welcome back. Good to see you again. What's up? We're looking at the sneak learn modules on TryHackMe right now. We kind of just shifted gears a bit from last stream. BM Galego, welcome in. Happy to have you here. First time chatter, says they also use res. So that's true, but where, like in this case, if you think about it syntactically, where where would REQ come from? And it's not coming from like a global namespace. I think it was intended to come in as a parameter for this function, and it was just a quick little type. But yes, you're absolutely right. There's request, there's res, and there's next, typically in Node.js based backend applications, like down here, right? This is where we would expect it in that same way. Oh, but see, so it should be res. So this might be the typo. This should be. I think this is a typo too. I think they need both actually. Because this function, will that function have the... It will not have context of the request object. Request is missing, yeah. So it should probably pass into this function request, res, and file path. FS access full path. FOK error. If error, send file. If not error. Yes. Thank you. Smoothie time. What? Thank you for following, BM. So I think I gotta talk to Sonia. We need to double check on that. I think it probably just needs the request object passed in, because it looks like it uses res anyway, because it wants to respond on behalf of that API endpoint. So the intention is for this function to handle the file processing and the response for the endpoint vulnerable, right? So there is that. Anyway, so we get this user supplied file name without any validation of like what's the contents of that query parameter, right? And then that just gets automatically pulled into path.join the file name. So this could like basically do directory traversal because as a result of that. Okay. So in this example, yeah, right here, here's an example what they could do. They could hit this endpoint vulnerable, pass in a file name that's .. / and get to password, which we still need to learn more about that in the other modules, why that could potentially, because based on that last module from last stream, so to catch people up, nowadays it seems Linux operating systems don't actually put the passwords in this file anymore, and rather it acts as a shadow file, right? Am I recalling correctly, chat? It acts as a shadow file or a pointer to the shadow file that has the value of the passwords for the users on the operating system, I think if I recall correctly. In any case, you don't want to give access to that or just have any directory traversal capabilities. Let's see how Jessica and the development team can fix these vulnerabilities. So, what is the version of the vulnerable Lodash package? So right here, it says this vulnerability, prototype pollution, is introduced via Lodash 2.4.2, and then it's fixed in 4.17.5, which is quite a jump actually in versions, to be honest. I feel like there should be a patched version in version 2, because generally speaking, when you're at least in JavaScript, I know this happens in other ecosystems too, but if you, for the most part, package creators, authors, maintainers follow semantic versioning, which means the first number is the major version, the second number is the minor version, and the last number is the patch version. Okay, and typically speaking, the general rule of thumb is the minor and patch version changes should not be breaking changes to any existing APIs you might be using. So you can relatively speaking, for the most part speaking, you can safely upgrade to newer versions when these change, the minor and the patch. So in this case, the 4 and the 2. But major changes.
Thanks for joining today, Shanae Shatan.
What's up, Shanae? Welcome in. Thanks for being here, first time chatter. Semantic versioning. Yes, exactly. If the major version changes, so in this case we're going from 2 to 4, then there's likely breaking changes in that. So meaning the use of this package, Lodash, there might be functions on it that are no longer available in the new version, or the function signature might significantly change. To give you an example, a common thing that would happen between like an older version like this and a newer version is maybe they used callbacks in the previous version and then they switched to promise-based, asynchronous coding. You know what I mean? So, just as a quick example off the top of my head. And that would be a breaking change then, because your code is written with the intention and understanding that it's expecting callbacks to handle the asynchronous functionality of this Lodash function or whatever. And then it moves to promises. That's significant syntax change, and then it would be a breaking change from 2 to 4. I'm just making that up. I don't know if that's the case for Lodash here, but you get the idea. So, in any case, we need to know the answer is 2.4.2. 2.4.2. Oh, not 1. 2.4.2. Enter. Yes. Which vulnerability allows an attacker to modify an object? That would be prototype pollution. Prototype pollution. Pollution. All right, we are chugging along. It helps that I know all this stuff already. But for those of you that maybe don't know, if you have questions along the way while I'm doing this too, feel free to ask them, okay? No question is a dumb question here. Safe space. All right, Jessica explained to the developers that they could follow a few options to fix them. How long have you been coding for? Asks Unstoppable on Twitch. Like 14 years, I want to say. Give or take a year or two, maybe. Jessica explained to the developers that they could follow a few options to fix the vulnerabilities. First, they need to decide which one they should remediate first. She wants to communicate effectively with her fellow developers concerning vulnerability management and prioritization. Her focus on addressing high-severity vulnerabilities in the upcoming sprint demonstrates a strategic approach to minimizing risks and maximizing the S there. It's always funny to me. Maximizing resource efficiency. The reason behind focusing on high-severity vulnerabilities, they pose significant threats to the organization, users, and stakeholders. These vulnerabilities typically allow attackers to compromise systems,
Welcome in and thanks for joining today, Chris Jones.
steal sensitive data, and disrupt operations. Hey, Chris Jones, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday. What you win in the week, if you got one to share. So by addressing these vulnerabilities first, we ensure that the most dangerous weaknesses are eliminated, reducing the likelihood of a severe incident. So triaging vulnerabilities. You want to prioritize based on CVSS scores. Common vulnerability scoring. I know these acronyms, but I always forget what they stand for. Common vulnerability scoring system. Okay? It provides some standardized scoring metrics to assess vulnerabilities. You want to consider the business context too, right? Because not every vulnerability poses an equal risk to the organization. Evaluate exploitability, which is very crucial too. It's also time consuming. So to give you an example, like there's one that it's been in this in the videos that I've done for Sneak, the How AI Almost Got Me Fired series that we did. There's one that kept coming up, the NoSQL injection vulnerability. When I dove deeper into trying to exploit that, it actually, which it's hard for tools like Sneak to determine this sometimes. So they err on the side of like, hey, let's report this as a vulnerability that needs to be investigated further, rather than just assume it's okay, right? It looks like it's bad. It looks like this is a common area where you're passing in. What was happening is just like the previous example. Actually, I have the code up, don't I? Yeah. Let me show you. Let me show you rather than tell you. NoSQL injection. So in this case, for this vulnerability that's happening over here, it's reporting, Sneak is reporting that there's a NoSQL injection. It's a high severity vulnerability. And in a sense, it would be right if this was just the find by ID query, because I think that has a little bit more looseness in terms of like what you pass into it and how much it's going to validate things within this functionality. So let me back up a little bit, actually. This function off of this model, the note model, is made possible by the package called Mongoose. Mongoose acts as a driver for connecting to NoSQL database such as, well, in this case, MongoDB. But I think it's capable of connecting to other databases too, other NoSQL database types. So in any case, it has these functions available to it, like find by ID and update. Now, there's also a function called note find by ID, right? In which case that you pass in the ID, which I think in this one it still probably casts it, but if you do find where you pass in your own query, that's where there's potential for NoSQL vulnerability, even more so than these other ones. Anyway, I digress. Let me back up here. So what ends up happening is when I tried to put in a NoSQL payload into this, like using the $NE not equal operator as the value of this ID, because it's just being pulled in from, just like we saw before, we're doing unsanitized request parameter, which is user supplied data, into this API endpoint here, and then passing that along into the query to the database. So what Sneak is reporting here is like, hey, you're likely, this seems like a NoSQL injection vulnerability vector right here that needs to be investigated further. And what you should be doing is sanitizing this ID input. Now, the reality of it is, when I tested this out, this function behind the scenes, thanks to the Mongoose package, the way it implements this function, it tries to actually cast this whatever the value of this is to a certain type, a type called object ID, which is native to MongoDB. Okay, and if that casting of this string that gets passed in from the request parameters here does not convert safely to that object type, then it just fails. So if I try to inject a NoSQL injection query, it's just going to fail because it doesn't match the type that needs to be used there to create, that's expected for an object ID. So this ends up being not that big of a deal in this regard. So that's kind of what it's getting at when we're talking about, where were we? Going back here. Talking about, oh, this jumped ahead a lot. The evaluate exploitability. It's not really exploitable in that case. Pause there for a second. Chris Jones, good to see you, buddy. Unstoppable says, damn, okay, you have 10 years on me because I started 4 years ago. No worries, yeah. It's all good. Gotta start somewhere, you know? And 4 years is a lot of time still. That's a lot of experience. All right, collaborate across disciplines. Jessica explained to the team that as the new patch chat app will expect user input, the development team should focus on vulnerabilities that would include this in its scope. On the dashboard, Jessica shows the developers they can fix vulnerabilities by clicking on the green Fix This Vulnerability button right there, which is nice because when it comes to open source vulnerabilities with Sneak, a lot of times it can fix it for you and open up a PR against your repository so that you don't have to manually go through doing all that upgrading. And what's also nice about this is it will create a specific branch for you that you can then run those changes using those new versions. So like in this case, going from Mongoose 5.9.7 to 5.13, like I was saying before, likely, since it's the same major version, it'll likely be backwards compatible and wouldn't be a breaking change. But the fact that it is a separate branch for the PR, you can then run your tests against it and try to execute and run the project and see if anything behaves in in a way that you would not expect, that it breaks things. So that's the idea. That's what I love about it personally, and I think it makes it super helpful when I'm using this with my own personal open source projects. So there's that. All right, so this will show available fixes for the vulnerabilities as you can select the fixes or the issues to fix. So you check the box there. Note, while you can apply bulk fixes on side projects, you must follow an organization's CI/CD pipeline testing policy and workflow to avoid any significant changes. This is a good point to call out right here. I'm glad that that's there because it's very tempting to try and just do one big PR with all the fixes of all your open source vulnerabilities. But going back to what I said before, if you do it all in one and one of those ends up breaking things or creating unwanted behavior in your application, you then have to revert back and slowly figure out which one caused that now. So if you did it more piecemeal for each vulnerability that you're evaluating and trying to fix, it's more easy to manage and revert and control better if you go that route. So that's also my advice, I would say, and add here. She scrolls down to open a fix PR to open a pull request on GitHub, which looks like this. The PR has all the information about the vulnerability. Yep. Addressing vulnerabilities. Jessica suggests a playbook to strike this delicate approach. Because yes, you don't want to fix, you can fix them all in bulk. However, it is essential to balance the need to address high severity vulnerabilities promptly and ensuring quality assurance, avoiding significant breaking changes, all the stuff we were just talking about. We're going to skip through all this. Merging changes and pushing remediations to production. She sits down with the development team and lets them know they have two potential scenarios. They can merge the pull request from Friday as it is, but they will need to raise another one. Wait, what's going on here? On Monday morning, Jessica was looking at the Sneak dashboard. She realized that a new vulnerability had been introduced. I don't know why I said that funny. Low-417.5, the version recommended in the pull request, raised on Friday. Oh my goodness. That's a tricky scenario, huh? All right, so the options they have is merge the Friday one, but they'll need to raise another one for this vulnerability to be fixed. Or they can update the pull request to reflect this new vulnerability and fix it with only one change by updating it to the latest version. Yeah, so you have options. Developers make sure they have the correct version before pushing changes. The checks are green on GitHub, so like running tests and building and all that. And they can merge and get to the next step in their CI/CD pipeline. All right, if you want to understand more about this, software development and lifecycle room on TryHackMe. All right, what is CVSS stand for? Common vulnerabilities scoring system, right? Oh, I got that right off of memory. Nafron says, thank you for your explanation. Now I have to look at my code. No worries. Wait, which explanation though, Nafron? I'm glad I can help nonetheless. Should the development team bulk fix all the vulnerabilities found in this new feature? No, definitely no. All right, next one. Cruising. I think once we get through this, I'm going to call it for the stream. Okay. I'm about to take me an edible. Okay. Why are you announcing that to us? I have nothing against that. You do you. It's an interesting thing. The NoSQL injection. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so double check the NoSQL stuff. Sometimes, even though Sneak's reporting it, I'm learning that, and like other scanners that you might be using could be, in the same situation. In fact, I'm curious to try and test that one out in particular sometime to see what other scanners might report on that. The find by ID and update. All right. Jessica knows that integrating Sneak open source into the CI/CD pipeline will help the process be automated and streamlined. Yep. She's making sure to follow best practices to ensure smooth operations, maintain security, and promote efficiency by integrating with the existing tools, implementing automated fixes, establishing thresholds, monitoring test coverage, keeping track of progress, and collaborating effectively. So Circle CI and Sneak Orb. Jessica looks at Sneak documentation and sees that tool integrates with Circle CI using Sneak Orb. I'm not familiar with Sneak Orb. Orbs are shareable packages of Circle CI configuration. Oh, right. Yep, that makes sense. I think I recall that now. I was thinking it was a Sneak specific thing, but it's an orb is like a Circle CI thing, and so Sneak made an orb for Circle CI. Okay. My voice is getting a little hoarse, which is a sign that I need to stop streaming. So let's get through this. Use commands called orbs that can be added to the configuration file. With a Sneak orb, Jessica can quickly add Sneak scanning to the existing pipeline or workflow in order to test and monitor for open source vulnerabilities. The results are then displayed from the Circle CI output view and can also be monitored on the Sneak dashboard. Jessica installs it from the orb's registry page. You could also use it in Sneak GitHub Actions, which is the main way I use Sneak in my pipelines for my apps. All right, how does Circle CI help streamline pipeline configuration and standardization?
Welcome in and
Orbs.
thanks for joining today. That's Zeron Guy 3479.
NoSQL injection. There are cases where I pass input as is. Okay, Nafron, yeah, that's definitely something to check out. That one guy, first time chatter, welcome into the stream. Happy to have you here. Hello, I just wanted to ask, what type of genre should I pair with cookie clicker? Like some examples, a shooter where when you click the cookie, you're able to reload, or a venture game where the currency is the cookie. I'm sorry, that one guy. I'm not gonna be able to help you out there. I have no idea. But thank you for coming in and asking your question. What file defines the GitHub Actions workflow configuration that enables automation, customization, sequences? It's YAML. YAML. Boom. All right. Task 8. Almost done, chat. Jessica wants to configure continuous monitoring with for Patch Corp's project. Set up alerts, notifications, reporting mechanisms that maintain awareness among the devs. Ongoing vigilance plays a crucial role. Yep. Configuring alerts. You can configure separate triggers for distinct severity categories like critical, high, medium, low. Define the minimum intervals between consecutive alerts related to similar issues, the frequency, and then the change rate. Establishes baselines reflecting typical fluctuation in vulnerability counts, then sets thresholds above those norms to flag anomalies. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know about this last one, change rate. We got the urgency of the notification, generating informative reports, executive summaries, trend analysis, alert monitoring through chat ops. Chat ops refers to, I'm not familiar with that, the practice of using real-time messaging platforms such as Slack, Microsoft Teams, or others. Speaking of that, in the Stack Overflow 2024 developer survey, I think it was, if I recall correctly, Microsoft Teams was the most used chat software, by far. That, while that's not surprising, it also makes me empathetic towards folks that have to manage that. I'm not a hater of Microsoft Teams. I prefer Slack, honestly, over Teams because I think Teams is just super heavy, but so is Slack too. Anyway, I digress. To facilitate collaboration, streamline workflows, and improve operational efficiencies within technical teams, including security and DevOps teams. Jessica explains the benefits for both teams. Yes. Jessica decided to integrate Sneak into Slack, which is used within the development team. Why did I say that? So she looks for the Sneak app and apps registry on Slack and reads the information on the Slack Sneak page. Yeah, it's cool. That is a nice thing that we do too. Yeah, you can set up a separate channel on Slack where it receives all these alerts. Configure how the alerts come through on the Slack channel. All right, which collaborative DevOps practice combines real-time communication channels, automation, and operational agility? Chat ops? Boom! Best practices. Music stopped. We must have reached the end of the playlist. Well done, Jessica. She did it. That's pretty cool. All right, we finished it. Yay, you completed the room. Share this with your friends. That takes 60 minutes. I mean, I guess if I read it all, it would take 60 minutes. Thank you, Nafron. Thank you. So hopefully that was kind of informative. Some of this I breezed through. Did anybody have any questions? Were there something that I maybe stopped on that or I glazed over pretty quickly that you would like me to dive deeper into? Feel free to let me know, because I know I kind of skimmed through that a lot. But basically, Sneak Open Source helps you monitor your open source dependencies for different, not like in this case, we were talking about just JavaScript with package JSON, or Node.js projects. But that's not the only language and ecosystem Sneak Open Source supports. It supports Java, .NET, to an extent, C and C++, Python. I mean, there's a lot that I'm probably missing, but you get the idea that Sneak Open Source can look at your, whatever that ecosystem's manifest file might be. So in Python, it'd be requirements.txt, and it can monitor that and alert you to vulnerabilities in it and what you can do to fix it. If there are fixes out there, like a patch to that package that you're depending upon, that type of thing. So that's the gist of what you get with Sneak Open Source. And there you go. That was really nice walkthrough. I'm glad to hear that, Nefron. That's good to hear. All right. On that note, though, we're going to close it out. I appreciate you all. I hope it seems like a lot of you enjoyed that based on the comments in the chat there, and those of you that might be lurking right now. So next week, we will continue on this journey of learning more through, hold on a second, chat. kiddo wanted to give me a snack. She gave me a Hershey chocolate bar. She knows I love chocolate. So yeah, we're going to continue next week on this journey of learning about cybersecurity stuff via TryHackMe. I know I said this last time, I'll likely try again to find time, if it's not as busy this weekend and upcoming work week, to catch up on some of those other modules, like, where was it? Like this one, finish the shells one. I'll do my best to finish that, because what I really want to do is get back into that one that we got stuck on, which was, I think it was down here, right? Yeah, we got stuck on vulnerability. In particular, it was this one, privilege escalation via the user. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. We got stuck on privilege escalation, and I wasn't quite understanding SUID in Linux. So I need to basically finish the shell module and then probably jump into the basic Linux stuff, skipping some of the things that I already know about that, any tasks that are involved in that module, until it gets to points where I'm learning about SUID a bit more to understand that better. Because I have a vague idea of what it is from when we were stuck on this last stream, but I'm not quite ready to be able to get this right. I don't know what the root flag value is on that. So hopefully I'll learn off stream ahead of time before next stream next week, which will be the 27th. That way we can try and knock that one out and explore some of the other modules or lessons within this module, the basic computer exploitation. All right, chat. Well, that does it for the stream. If you got value out of it and you enjoyed it and you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe down below. If you're watching on Twitch and you haven't done so and you've been watching all this time, don't forget to click the follow button. I know I've personally forgotten to do that when I've tuned into new streamers that I've not seen before, and I get hooked into their stream and then it ends and I forget to follow. So just a quick reminder on that. Big thank you to everybody that tuned in and supported the stream, whether you gifted subs, Sean with the 10 gifted earlier, by the way. Big shout out to Sean08, and other folks that have been here with the stream streaks that were going on. If you followed the stream, if you've been lurking in the background or chatting with me, thank you all so much. I appreciate that support. That does it for this week. If you want to stay in touch off stream, the best way to do that is by joining the Discord, !Discord, or go directly to clarkio.com/Discord. That'll give you the invite link to join up there. And as a word of caution, I understand that having more Discord servers is not ideal. At least giving you a heads up though, with mine, I take notifications very seriously there and keep it to a minimum, to the point where you opt in to get notifications about things like when I go live or new content that I've posted, or when other fellow dev streamers in the community that we follow along with. I have a channel in there where you can subscribe to that if you'd like, so you can get alerted when those folks go live, and you have more channels to follow and watch when I'm not live as well, or even when I am live. If you prefer them over me, that's cool too. On that note though, appreciate you all. Hope to see you around. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. I will see you next week right here on twitch.tv/Clarkio and youtube.com/Clarkio next Friday, which will be September 27th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right. See ya.